Ladies and gentlemen, good evening. Thank you for joining Tarnation TV here on your Saturday evening. We are live at Primetime Superspeedway, the Primetime Racing League, operated by Keith Bynum and Graham McDonald and a bunch of other people. We're here tonight in honor of Bob Dixon, who passed away just recently, and he was a longtime fan of all these papyrus racing sims, and he's definitely missed. Bob's factoids, all the things Bob did. He was always found time to race with us and join us in the booth. And yeah, it was good having him, and it was hard to hear that he passed. But either way, tonight in memory of him, we're doing 250 miles here at Talladega or at Primetime Superspeedway. So get comfortable. It's a 96-lap race. And it's basically an all-star race. My name is Blaine Donlin, joined by the one and only Rod Weston.
Yeah, absolutely. We're getting tribute to a great man. Guy loved this sport, especially super speedway racing. Mm-hmm. Didn't win, a ton, because he always had a different strategy. We always talked about how Bob was the first one to come down pit road. It always seemed to be a little bit different strategy. And some days that paid off, and some days, it didn't. But he was a great super speedway racer. Enjoyed doing it with all these guys out here that we're going to be seeing out here racing tonight. Also, great online. We played World Golf Tour. I think it's World Golf Tour online, and he was awesome at that. I believe he was up somewhere near like a pro legend or something. So he was a fun guy to hang around with. Most of the guys here, I hung out with his brother Tom a little bit. We always played games together and stuff. So he will definitely be missed. And like you said, the factoids, boy, you get at the end of the race and everybody sticks around. You may not have won the race, but you might have got the fastest lap, and you wanted your name mentioned saying that you got that fastest lap.
Yeah, man, his little factoids thing was cool because nobody else does that at the end of the race. You can run the race replay through an analyzing program, and it gives you a bunch of cool stats we can't see. So, Bob kind of brought that to the front. And, I mean, if everybody wants to rip him off, they're just going to be ripping off Bob. So, I mean, it could be way worse. But, yeah, it was always a lot of fun talking to Bob at the end of the race. He would always have to do it twice. He would have to do it with the drivers, and he would also have to do it with us up in the booth, and he did it. He shared that stuff with everybody. It was awesome. Bob was always having fun out here, and we've got a couple of clips that we can play. So through Bob's career, we were actually calling a race here at Primetime that he ended up winning. It was one of their, they always do a shootout. I think that they run 2 races in a night. Bob actually won one of those, and we captured it on our broadcast. And we're going to play a clip right now. It's about 11 minutes long, and we pulled it from FRN Racing Network. So it's Seth Cole, Kyle Matthews, Michael Norman calling a race back in January 25. So almost a year, more than a year ago now, year and a bit, where Bob was able to win a 66-lap main event at the Talladega Challenge, which, as we know, is not easy to do. So we'll just watch that. We're going to hear the call, the last couple laps of the race, Bob pulling out a win, and then we're going to hear Bob's interview with Seth on The Voice, and of course, the legendary factoids. So we totally stole this from them. But yeah, thanks Flat Out Racing Network, and here's your stuff.
Until another line forms and it's 3 wide and you have places to go, you're stuck behind these 2 front. It's just going to be which lane's going to push the most.
Sandoval now going up to the 3rd lane with Greg Lovell. I thought that 3rd lane was dying out, but now they're gaining numbers. Breedlove going to go up there as well. Coming to 3 to go. Oh, Sandoval into the wall. They've crossed the line. We get an entire lap to race back, and that's a massive one. They're still wrecking.
Oh, Bob's got to stay to the inside. Look at the 10. Get out of the way.
We're racing back to the proverbial checkers. Ooh, Dixon left the door open.
I don't think they're done yet.
Contact.
Oh, he's got to stay. He's got to stay. That's a good block, but watch the outside.
Schilling trying to get back up. We're almost 4 wide going into 3.
Oh, Lord, I am off my chair. I am Pat McAfee right now.
Can Bob Dixon hang on to pick up the win? Jeremy Jeffries behind him.
He's got to stay there. He's got to
stay to the bottom. That's what he's got to do.
Stay to the bottom, Bob.
Here comes Schilling with a run. Jeffries goes up top. Oh, this is going to be close. Photo finish to the stripe. Dixon's going to get it.
Ooh.
Go back to that That last caution, the call to come to pit road, stayed on the tail end of the lead lap, restarted the leader. That was the difference maker for Dixon getting the win.
Everything just fell into his lap, and he did a great job of holding everything off there. And there's just nothing but black smoke on the back
smoke. I mean, we had at least a half dozen drivers flipping over in turn 1. Well, how about that finish? Unfortunately, it ended under caution, but that checkered flag being that caution, man, that made it exciting. Bob Dixon gonna come down through the tri-oval, and he's gonna pick up the checkered flag here at Burnt Screwdrivers Raceway. We've never seen Bob Dixon pick up a win. We're gonna see. Yep, we are. I was gonna say we're gonna see burnouts.
Is that Dunlop-Prad that just finished smoking?
I believe
Yes.
so. Yeah, that red and yellow car back there.
There were a couple of cars that actually were receiving black flags for dropping debris, and I'm assuming we're constantly having those black flags cleared. Brian Rawson and Dunlop-Prad limping those wounded race cars across the line to at least finish this race.
Did a couple of burnouts, and that was it for him.
That was it. Let's see if we can now go down to victory lane and dial up Mr. Factoids himself, Bob Dixon.
I did run past my pit one time, and it didn't hurt me, though.
Giving away secrets, I guess. Bob Dixon, Michael Kyle set up here in the FRM booth. You got us?
Yeah, man. I'm here.
All right, so I want to get this out of the way first because since we started broadcasting this series here on FRN, this is the first time we've seen you go to victory lane in the Talladega Challenge Series. Is this your first career win in this series?
Not career. I've won all kind of races in my earlier days, but with RTG, this is my actual first Talladega win.
That's what I was wondering. So congratulations on that. But let's talk about how you got there because, man, we know that you're one of the drivers usually that kind of sets the tone on when we're going to see those green flag pit stops. You're usually on pit road a lap or two earlier than most of the field. You made that call here. Came down pit road. It absolutely did. You got the caution when you needed it. We're able to cycle to the front and we're able to hang on. How nervous were you on that restart?
Shaking like a long-tailed polecat in a room full of rocking chairs.
Well, man, I mean, not only your first win in this series, but now, if you stay in the top 20 in points, you're going playoff racing as well, winning your way into the playoffs. There has to be a huge range of emotions that go on there, coming to that caution flag during those pacing laps and everything, taking all of that in. Take us inside the mind of the driver. What was going on with you there during the course of that point before you came around to officially take the checkers?
Well, there was a couple of things that I was working really hard on, but let me tell you, once I crossed the start-finish line and did my burnout, Dee, my wife, came in here, and she looked at the results there. She says, "You won." I said, "Yeah, I did." But I'll tell you, when I saw that I was back on the pole position there with 8 laps to go, Schilling was behind me. And for 8 laps to go, so that would be we had 2 laps. For 6 laps, he punted my bumper right in the perfect places, and I stayed ahead of Greg Hagley. Or the second lane, the high lane, would have probably passed me and got it. But on that last lap, Brian really surprised me because he tried to go under me on the apron line. And I thought, whoa, we just worked a little bit hard here. I ain't going to get this stolen from me. So I moved back down, and when I did, our bumpers touched, and he wiggled a little bit. And then he did it again, and that time it kind of took him off the track, and he got right back on. But, my answer to anybody on that is, hey, wouldn't you have done the same thing if the whole race was on the line for you? And, somebody else I said that to said, oh, yeah. You didn't wreck him or anything, but that was thrilling. I shook here for 10 minutes.
It was thrilling for us. I can tell you, the three of us up here in those final couple of laps, I think we turned more into crew chiefs than we did into commentators.
Oh yeah, we were telling, stay down low, Bob, stay down low.
Crew chiefs and spotters.
But to that point, I mean, you know, the middle line was getting momentum there alongside. You talked about Craig leading that line door to door with him. There were a couple of opportunities. You were clear of the middle. Was there ever a point where you were kind of considering maybe I should go up there, or were you fully committed to just running it right down that yellow line?
Yes, I told my best buddy Bernie, I said, look, they give me a chance to go up on the second lane, I'm taking it. If they don't, I'm staying on the bottom lane and fighting it out. And I almost went up there, and I saw they were coming a little bit too hot, so I backed out and came back down. And, you know, Brian wasn't close to me to cause any threat or anything, but I'll tell you what, his bump drafts were just excellent. I'm pretty sure that's what won.
Well, it is always so cool to see when a driver gets their first win in a series, and congratulations on getting yours here tonight. You move up into the top 10 in points. You're going to be going playoff racing a little bit later on here as well. I mean, we'll give you the opportunity to be able to just soak all of this in. We'll turn the mic over to you for victory lane. Thank you, sponsors, and shout-outs.
All right, well, there was something I was going to say. You blew my mind. I forgot it already. It was really good to see that colorful 143 in the winner's circle. Bernie Mobbs is my paint man, and the paint scheme on it just looks really great. And I was just happy that my car was there.
I've got one more question for you.
Go for it.
If you don't mind. Do we have any factoids for this race?
Yes, I already said them. Y'all want to hear them?
Go for it.
Absolutely, go ahead.
Okay. Got them right here. All right, your factoids for tonight's race. Top 5 fastest laps. An honorable mention was Kelly Causey. 5th place was Denny Carroll. Denny did a 47.167 second lap. That's 203.024 mile per hour. Lap 24. You might know that the top 14 places in the fastest laps was all on lap 24. What went there? 4th was Greg Lavelle. Greg did a 47.151 second lap. That's 203.093 mile per hour. 3rd was Glenn Harris. Glenn did a 47.103 second lap. That's 203.300 mile per hour. 2nd was Bob Seminara. Bob did a 47.068 second lap. That's 203.451 mile per hour. And the fastest lap tonight was Bernie Mobbs. The 31 did a 47.067 second lap. That's 203.455 mile per hour, all on lap 24. Most laps led tonight was Grant Wesley at 18, Ulysses Sandoval at 13, Brian Schilling at 13, Bob Dixon, congrats on your win, kid, did 8. Craig Haley did 5, Jeremy Jeffries 5, Cy Jones 1, Kelly Causey 1, Jason Scheck 1, and Billy Elliser 1. And that's your factoids for tonight's race. By a very happy guy.
That's just the cherry on top. Not only getting to see you get your first win of the series, we get the factoids here tonight as well. Bob, congratulations on the job well done. Go and enjoy this one. We look forward to seeing what you do here for the remainder of this season. Maybe we see you back in victory lane again, and we'll be seeing you in that playoff battle as well. Congratulations, man.
All right. Thanks so much. I appreciate it. Thank you, Kyle. Thank you, Michael. Seth, if you're still there. Oh, there you are. I saw your name up there. I thought, wait a minute, that's Seth talking. Anyway, thanks so much. It was a thriller. I'll see y'all next time.
Absolutely. That's Bob Dixon, your winner here tonight. His first win in the Rolling Thunder Gaming Talladega Challenge Series. Well, Kyle, we told you tonight was going to be a racy one based off what we saw 2 weeks ago. You picked a heck of a time to make your FRN booth debut. You get to see a first-time winner this evening.
Absolutely. Boy, just a really fun, entertaining race to watch overall. You know, it was like we mentioned, it was fairly calm early on, but all it takes is one late race caution to flip the entire race upside down, and that's exactly what happened.
Awesome. Well, we'd like to thank Flat Out Racing Network for letting us steal that clip. So cool to hear Bob win his first, not his first race there, but definitely his first Rolling Thunder Talladega Challenge Thursday race. Not an easy thing to do. Always a stacked field over there. And, super cool that he got to win one of those things. Before we go to qualifying here in about 8 or 9 minutes, we've managed to find the one and only Jeffrey Elliott, who knew Bob personally. So it's awesome to finally have you back in here, Jeff. So we'll just give you the microphone and let you go for it. You knew Bob, and I'll let you do the talking.
Well, thanks, Blaine, and thanks, Rod. Good to see you guys again. First of all, thanks for all the drivers and broadcasting crew and everybody put this together over here at Prime. D, if you're listening or watching, Tom, and the rest of the Dixon family. I know there's quite a bit of children and grandchildren involved. Bob, there's only one Bob Dixon in this world, and to the Elliots, he was like family, and we got together with him a few times personally down in Atlanta at my brother's house. We played some cards. We had spaghetti dinner. He brought spaghetti dinner, and talked about his airplane days of flying, and just became part of the family. He came up to North Carolina. We had dinner. Played some golf. Logan, my nephew, about knocked his head off with a golf club, but we survived it. But it was a lot of fun. Bob, there's only one Bob, and he's a very smart, intelligent man, and he'll let you know that. And it was so nice to have known him, and Tom and Dee. It was nice to meet you finally. But yeah, guys, everybody, Bob Dixon will be missed personally outside of racing. We all will see him again someday. I miss you, buddy. And this race is for you, and all these guys come out to support you. So that's awesome to see. I've been away for a while, but I'm glad I got to be a part of this. So thank you, Graham and Keith over at Prime. But anyways, as for racing, this guy, he's a racer. He'll race every night if he could. Ask D. I'm sure. He raced everywhere. He's been around, and man, he's the one and only factoids guy. He came up with that, and he's the legend. And there's only going to be one factoids. Gary Mingus, if you're watching, you did a good job. But there's no Bob Dixon out there but Bob Dixon for the factoids, and we'll always remember that, Bob, if you're listening yourself. So thank you for those stats and your hospitality in the sim racing world. And we have over 100, Blaine, maybe 150 races on YouTube.
Oh, man.
With Bob Dixon on there.
Lots.
Doing his factoids. So, and then, Chris Elliott, my brother, myself, and Bob, we decided to start a league with 9 guys, so it was just maybe 8 guys. Okay, and we came up with Talladega Nights and put our 3 beautiful faces on the back of the team cars, and even John Godfrey. Thank you to John for making a track and putting Bob's face all over it and putting the billboard up there of Mr. Factoids. And that track is a legend. It's the best Talladega track anywhere, just because of Bob's face on there. But anyways, it's a awesome track, and thanks, John, for making that. But yeah, he helped out quite a bit running Talladega Nights, and as you know, for about almost 3 years, Blaine. We started small and ended up being one of the hottest things going around there for a while. And you give props to Bob for doing all what he did to help us out.
all the mega races and the King of the King of Kings events and the team events and like all the different styles of events that you guys came up with was wild. We're watching a slideshow right now, and it's rolling through about 7 or 8 pictures that you sent me. So there's you and Chris with Bob. Where were you guys?
They asked us to meet them. It's probably about, I'm guessing, it was a few months before he went to heaven. And that was one of the biggest reasons why we wanted to get together. So my wife and I, Jen and Chris and Papa Ed, we met them at the Cherokee Casino. It's one of Bob and Dee's favorite places. And we had a blast. We had dinner. We played a lot of slot machines and hung out. And I think most of us wearing red for some reason. I don't know why. I had a video of Bob. We looked for it so desperately tonight. Couldn't find it. With him talking at the dinner table. And I said, Bobby. He looks at me. And he looks at me and I said, there's Mr. Factoids. And he said, Mr. Factoids. It was the funniest thing. But, yeah, that was at Cherokee. That was one of his places he loved to go.
Yeah, that's great, man. You guys got to spend some time with him before, he had to call it a day pretty much. But, yeah, huge in this community with all these different leagues that he was in. And, we still talk about him now because we're watching, we're calling a race at Talladega on Thursday there a couple days ago at RTG. We're thinking, is anybody going to go early like Bob Dixon would? Because he would always pit 3 or 4 laps early, and he got a win. It worked, Actually, and I think that race he might have actually changed the strategy a bit, but it's just the Bob Dixon thing,
I just watched that clip, and that was awesome. It's hard to win a race anywhere, especially at RTG.
Oh yeah.
That's a tough place. I won just one race myself on a Thursday night there, and probably my only one I'll ever win. But it was awesome to see that 143, I believe he drives over there. But
yep.
Yeah,
because Demar has the other one.
Demar, come on.
Yeah, come on, Demar, give up the 43 for Bob.
Yeah, guy.
But so many people want the 43. But yeah, you were saying too about this track here, this version of Talladega, in conjunction with the setup you guys came up with. It's pretty much flawless. 3 wide racing all day. Sometimes, tonight we might see it because we're running that same package you guys used to run the Talladega nights, and then when you guys had to wrap it up, Primetime took over. So, they're carrying the torch.
And they are, and I'm happy that they did that. Give a lot of props to Ken Roberts too, man. The guy's solid. Without him, he's a big help to a lot of people. He knows how to run things in a disciplined type of way, and a very honest and straightforward way of handling and conducting a league. And we couldn't have done it without Ken Roberts. And I believe Ken and Rod tweaked on the setup a little bit, and off of Bones' the setup, his original setup that he made for their first track. And we got that baby rolling three wide with John's killer track he made. Somehow it just feels different out there. But yeah, thanks to all those guys.
Yeah, it's a great setup. So you guys got to go to qualifying right about now, actually. So I guess, are you qualifying tonight? You're going to sit it out?
I'm not just starting it back. But I just want to say thank you for everybody. This is all about Bobby Dixon. Bob Dixon. Bob. He don't like nobody to call him Bobby. So I apologize to you. But this is all for Bob. Bob, we miss you, man. It's been a few months now down the road, and a lot of people love you, man, and I know I will see you again, and we'll be up there with our wheels and tearing it up. So, everybody, let's do this for Bob, and let's put a good show on. Thanks, Blaine, and thanks, Rod. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Jeffrey, man. Have good luck there in the race, and if you decide to qualify, good luck there too.
All right, brother. Thank you, guys.
And if you end up wrecking out, I hope you don't, but if you end up wrecking out, you want to come up in the booth, just and do a little bit calm.
I might do that, or I might come out on Tuesday or Thursday, whatever, or Wednesdays, and jump in your camper with you and do what y'all do.
There you go.
Thanks, Jeff.
All right. See you guys later.
There you go, Jeffrey Elliott. We're sort of just looking at the track here. There's a lot. It's Keith Bynum's car. We got Ulysses Sandoval right there. We got Pat McCarskey. We got a lot of blue and red. And there's Garland Oaks is driving. There's Chris Elliott. There's a lot of STP cars out here tonight, man. We might get a little flustered, to say the least.
As I was told, so Chris Elliott is driving the car that Bob would have drove, in PRL on their Talladega Challenge or Talladega Series that they ran. I get the honor of driving the 143 that he ran over at RTG tonight during the parade laps. So that's pretty cool. I was glad that they asked me to do that for them, and I was tickled to do it. So that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, very neat setup. So what's going to happen is the race, we will start from pit road. Everybody will grid up on pit road, and the pace car will take them around to the green. But what's going to happen is Rod's driving the car that Bob Dixon used to roll with in this series, and Rod will get out in front of the pace car. So when they're going to go green, they'll throw out a yellow flag for one lap. And that'll be a silent lap in memory of Bob Dixon. And you'll see Bob's actual car, driven by Mr. Weston, out in front of the pace car. That causes the game to only delay the race by one lap. And as we come around, Rod heads to the pits. The game will go, okay, we're going green. And then they'll go around again and we'll start. So it's a 94 lap race, but one of those is in memory of Bob, so we'll just do it at pace speed. But kind of a neat idea that Graham and Keith and all the boys over here at Primetime recently kind of came up with. And Graham's like, yeah, we tested it out. And if the field is out of order when they're coming off the parade lap, they will delay it one lap only. So they were flirting with tossing up a yellow, but if they trigger a yellow, I think they get minimum 3 laps, right?
Yep.
Yeah, so it's easier to do it this way. Have a guy at a place get one lap, and then we can roll. So that's pretty neat. It's gonna be cool to see Bob's. It's gonna be cool to see Bob's car out there.
Yep. Absolutely.
No pressure.
Nope. Not whatsoever. No pressure. No, it was pretty cool. It's a great tribute to Bob. He was a great man, great racer. Just a lot of fun to race with. I mean, like I said, didn't always win races, but he always had his own little strategy, and sometimes that strategy paid off, sometimes it didn't. But like I said, a great man, all the way around, any way you look at him.
Well, it's a lot of fun to race out here with so much talent too, right? Like I've raced with these guys before. I mean, we do so much broadcasting now. There's probably not. I mean, I haven't raced in months, but I'm no stranger to this sim. But man, the competition's tough out here. And to be able to pull out a win, especially against that crowd, you could tell from that FRN clip that he was tickled. You could tell he was just like, man, I can't believe I won this thing. And even the wife, he said, even the wife walked in the room and was like, wait, you won? Yeah, I won. So it's not easy to win, but he pulled it off. And it was a crazy win too, because sometimes when the yellow comes out and it just kind of ends, but the fact that the yellow came out like 100 feet past the line, you got to hold those guys off for a full lap. So he had to still race that thing.
Oh yeah, he was right. He was wheeling it for sure.
Yeah. And like I said too, stay tuned to the end of the race after we talk to the podium drivers, third, second, and first. We will wrap up the show and we will play the race that we captured here at Primetime Racing when Bob won that. I'm pretty sure that was a truck race. And at the end of that clip, Bob does the factoids and everything else, and then I send it into another photo kind of roll to end the broadcast. So there's different pictures, and we'll get to check that out at the end of the night. So if you stick with us right to the end, there's a little send off for Bob there too. So most of the stuff on this broadcast is custom too. You can see the videos kind of looping in behind everything tonight. Features Bob Dixon's trucks and cars. The intro at the start of the race was featured Bob Dixon entirely. On the parade lap where Rod leads the lap, that will actually we'll play it taps the bugle call, because Bob was a military guy, so
cool.
we'll have that playing in the background as Rod Weston leads the field around here. So right now we are getting into happy hour, and as you can see there too, what happened? Hit the wrong button. That's what happened.
Well, we can run down through qualify. Rodney Stillon's on pole, Ricky on the outside, Brian Lovell, Tim Anderson, Ken Roberts, Mark Paglia. 7th is Josh Slocum. 8th, Randy Waugh. 10th is Mike Mangialardi. 9th is Mike Mangialardi. 10th is Ulysses Sandoval. 11th will be Chris Van Vliet. 12th is Josh Vitale. 13th, Denny Carroll. 14th, Doug Hillick. 15th is Graham McDonald. Starting 16th will be RJ Cabana. 17th is Perry Vaughn. 18th is Keith Bynum. 19th, Brian Rosong. 20th, Steve Brandstetter. 21st, Chris Elliott. 22nd, Ken Hutsbury. 23rd, Robert Spring. Then the 24th is Jeffrey Elliott. He did qualify. He took the time.
Nice.
25th is going to be Dave Little. 26th is Javier Negron. And that was the last driver to take time. And then we go to the drivers that just elected not to qualify. And that would, starting 26 will be Billy Elliser. 28th, Alex Moe, late snuck in here. The 29th is Andrew Miller. 30th is Pat McCarsky. 31st will be Garland Oakes. That Rod Weston guy got 32, but he don't get the 2. I get to play. And you right behind me, look at that. So we didn't mess up any of the lineup.
Perfect.
22nd will be ASR HUD. 33rd, I'll get it right, Chuck McClure. And rounding out the field tonight in the 334. So I think he's in the wrong car or wrong number or wrong something, but that'll be Ken Roberts.
Oh, a 300 car for Ken. That's strange.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder why that happened.
Not really sure.
I didn't come in the wrong car, did I? Nope, I'm 998, so I didn't step on you.
Well, I'm in 143.
Yeah, interesting. But either way, the car's out there and there's a guy driving it, so that's all that matters.
Yeah. You talk about different leagues. You got PRL. You've got guys here from, RTG, ASR. There's a lot of different drivers from a lot of different leagues. I mean, and some of the guys are probably running other leagues that, we don't know about, but.
Yeah, there's so many leagues, man. It's amazing how huge this community is. And watching what people are doing behind the scenes, too. There's this guy, Jonathan Claudel, on Reddit and Twitter and Facebook, and he's created this new ticker so we can track the drivers in, real time. Like, when you pass, if you watch NASCAR on TV, and they pass a driver, they've got timing traps all the way around the track. You get live passes, right? They'll flash green and they'll flip. He's figured out how to do that in this.
Oh, really?
Yeah, dude. It is absolutely wild. And when this dude is figured out doing what he's doing, I'm going to take that ticker and it'll be running on here because it's live. Because right now it updates about every 15 seconds, which is fine at Talladega. But when you're at a short track, it's tough with the lap counter. The lap counter looks like it might get out of sync sometimes because it takes about 10 to 15 seconds to actually refresh that number. Where I'm zooming in on this guy's videos, and they're changing pretty much within a second after they cross the line. And then when he passes a car, his name switches with the car that he passed live on the ticker.
Oh, that's awesome.
Completely crazy. He's actually got it set up now. He posted another video today with another option that he figured out. Was he had a thing when you're on pit road and you get to the pit road speed limit, it starts to beep at you and flash red. And then today he posted one. He's actually got the track maps. So there's radar, the little radar buttons on the track map that go around the track like you'd see in NASCAR Heat. I don't know how he's pulling it off, but it is absolutely wild. Hey, Dan, what's happening, buddy?
I just come and say hey to you guys. I'm a little bit late. I thought it started at 9 o'clock and it's 8:30, of course. But just want to say, think a lot of Bob. He's been a really good friend and a good racer and a good companion throughout the years. Hate to see him go, and I know he's in heaven. the good man. So just want to give my condolences and, say I'm praying for his family and all his friends, and just, like I said, give my condolences. And I hope y'all have a good race tonight, good broadcast. Thanks for coming out and doing this, Rod and Blaine.
Awesome. Thanks, Dan. Did you, a little bit late, did you make qualifying?
No, I missed it by 3 minutes. I didn't realize it started at 8:30, and I was out of town and just got back about 30 minutes ago, and I got in here a little bit too late.
Oh, that's too bad, man. But yeah, that'll be, we'll hopefully be watching, though. It'll still be a great race. Unfortunately, one short.
Yeah. Oh, well, I told them, those guys up there, I'm here in heart. So my prayers go out to his family, and hope y'all have a good, clean race tonight. And again, appreciate you guys. I'm going to step out.
Awesome. Thanks, Dan.
All right, Dan,
Have a good one.
Well, Rod Weston is now taking control of the 143. So we'll follow him around the track here.
Good news is, with you not being there, I can just cut right off in the infield, maybe. Oh, you're behind me one, so.
Yeah. This is a neat way to do it. So this car you're looking at right now is the actual car that Bob Dixon used to drive in the series here. So painted, as you can see there, by Bernie. Bernie Mobbs was Bob Dixon's painter. And, of course, he made sure to always put his logo on the side of the car, too. Most of the time. There's so many STP cars, like just the theme, the red, white, and blue. So Rod will have to find his way to the front here. It looks like Garland Oaks is backing up, giving Rod some room. And away we go, ladies and gentlemen. 94 laps on the clock. Rodney Sullins from the pole, right next to Dante Ricky. And thank you, Mr. Weston, for piloting that car in glorious fashion. We were able to make that work. Cinematography was perfect.
That was actually a privilege. I mean, I was really honored when you asked me to do that. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, that is really cool. That was a neat idea from the league here to do that. Like, hey, do you think we could get Rod to drive that thing? I'm like, I'm pretty sure he'll say yes instantaneously. So there you go. Hopefully we did. Hopefully we did it justice.
I didn't quite get in front of the pace car yet. It took me a minute to get out of it, but got up there and I didn't realize the pace car was so far out. But
well, they were all waiting for you, I think, which was kind of weird. I'm like, you guys need to get moving so I can get through the pack here. But yeah, that was, you found your way.
Yeah, but Rodney Sullins did start on the pole in the bottom, but as soon as he got a really good launch out from Dante Ricky, and so now they're kind of running that middle groove, which is fairly preferred here. Is actually the better groove per se. It's the best groove until they start getting 3 wide, because when they get 3 wide, they get somebody on the outside. It slows down that middle groove and actually makes the inside groove a little better. So it's kind of neat when they get 3 wide here.
Everybody in the YouTube chat, thanks for the kind words. Unfortunately, we talked with, Danny? He was unable to make it because he was working and just missed the start of the race. Nate who is it?
Nate Balser, yeah.
Yeah, it was Nate Balser in the YouTube chat as well. Stuck in traffic, missed qualifying. Have a good show tonight, guys. They started it a bit early tonight just because it isn't a 250-mile race. So they rolled it back. They usually would start at 9 o'clock. That's kind of where every league would qualify at 9, but adding the extra half an hour because there's an extra 30 laps definitely helps the race finish before, 11 or so, depending on how smooth it goes. So far, so good. Thanks, everybody, for watching and commenting, of course. We got David Chin in there, Robert Breedlove, we got Benjamin Snyder, Chris Van Vliet, Scotty. Rest in peace, Bobby D. Well, yeah, Benjamin Snyder will be back at Maverick on Tuesday. It's been a week off there, and it's another memorial race on Tuesday. It's just for Ben Snyder's aunt, Robin Hunker, at Las Vegas, a memorial to her. Tune in Tuesday at Tarnation TV. We'll be live at 8:15 p.m. Eastern to start that broadcast.
Don't forget, Brian Wolf just turned on his computer, jumped in, and he's in the house.
Yeah.
So,
where is he? Oh, there he is. Yeah, he just commented there. Perfect. Yeah, hey, Brian. Hello, Fluid, everybody. Hello, everyone. Fluid in the house. Oh, there it is. I see it.
Bob Dixon was a real big Petty fan and always drove 43. And I don't know if I've ever seen him drive a car other than maybe in the Mega Marathon races that wasn't the, Petty Blue. And you can see that there tonight. There's a few. I'm kind of glad there's not more than there are.
There's about 9.
Yes, but I mean, if that was all, I mean, don't get me wrong, it would have been a great tribute. But,
great.
trying to figure out who's in what. So it's going to be, I'm glad they got a few of them out there, that are really good tributes. Some of the guys that do have some, just special paint schemes for tonight. But it's kind of cool that, I look out there, I see Ken Roberts out there in the 55. So somehow, some way, I don't know what happened.
Yeah, something must have glitched out on your screen because he's definitely there. Yeah, you got Bobby Farrell in the 44. He didn't have to change his car because that's Bobby's car. You can see there that Keith Bynum in the 63, administrator here at Primetime Racing League, he's rocking an STP rig. We'll flip back through the pack here. There's a 43 of Chris Elliott. He's rocking one.
Yeah, Rodney Sullins is in a car painted that way. It's not a STP sponsor, but it is a tribute car to Bob Dixon.
Well, yeah, he's got Black Rifle Coffee sponsor, but he changed it. So that's pretty neat.
Yep.
Let me see. We got Ulysses Sandoval back there rocking the Wrecking Ball. Is that what he's got on there?
That's the hard thing. You're always so used to seeing Ulysses Sandoval in the old white Toyota, the Wrecking Ball white Toyota, and it's the same thing with the breast cancer awareness race we do too, because then you get a lot of one-off schemes for that, and a lot of them are pink. So it does sometimes take a minute to figure out who's in what.
There we go. I got a hold of the camera so we can actually see. So Ulysses has got the Wrecking Ball on there. There's Jeffrey Elliott and the High Voltage Mountain Dew 56. Brian Rawson, Andrew Miller out here. Pat McCarskey running the same car he always runs, but he changed the colors. Yep. Huntsper is in a new one. Javier Negron running, of course, the Wrecking Ball. Oaks is also running the Wrecking Ball. There's Billy Ellisor, David Little, Chuck McClure, Perry Bond, Robert Spring, Chris Van Vliet. The pace car is going to send us right to the back. Alex Moore and Hud back there. Oh. Who's that dropping off the track?
I think it was Pat McCarskey either pulling off or just came out of the pits. I'm not sure.
Graham McDonald at the 24.
Oh, Graham.
Yeah.
That's a. It's kind of his and Pat McCarskey's are kind of similar. So it's
similar, yeah. So we were at about Van Vliet. We got RJ Cabana out here right next to the 43 of Chris Elliott. He's rocking an STP car. Mike Mangialardi, Brian Lovell, Stephen Branstetter, Keith Bynum, like we said before. Ken Roberts is right there. Right next to Doug Hulick, and that's Randy Waugh on the 21. Slowly make our way back to the front. Denny Carroll, Josh McTallick, Josh Slocum, Mark Paglia, Tim Anderson, Dante Ricky, and again, Rodney Sullins. Make our way through the field. Hopefully we got everybody. I think I did.
No points tonight at all. It's just a tribute to Bob Dixon. But, do you want to come out here and win this thing? Well, heck yeah. You want to be that guy that says, for the next year, you can say, I won the Bob Dixon tribute race. And, that's a pretty cool thing to do. Get up here in the booth if you get in the top 3 and, say your piece and whatnot and have a good interview. And I'm sure everybody will be talking up Bob Dixon all night.
Yeah, nobody's coming out here to run 94 laps and not want to win. That's a long race.
Oh, yeah. And what's 2X, so we know they can do about 13 laps. Sorry, 19 laps.
2X, yeah, about 19, 20, yeah.
19, 20. I mean, I think Rodney Sullins would probably get 19, and most of the guys behind him would probably get 20. But you'll see, we still, we're only on lap 11, running on lap 11 right now, so they got a little ways to go. You'll start seeing that middle lineup. Rodney Sullins is running, but of course, who's that sneaking in? Josh Slocum sneaking in the bottom there in a Toyota with Josh Metallic behind him, trying to see if he can work his way up there. Mark Paglia is kind of take a look down there. Dante Ricky is pushing Rodney Sullins. He is putting it right to him, making sure to keep him out front. See, now they just started moving to the bottom.
Just had to get a shot in there on the drone cam of the new signage we got on the back straight away there.
That's cool.
Godfrey updated the signage back there, the Bob Dixon. I'm missing a sign. I was told it was a Georgia sign. I don't know why that's missing.
Yeah,
it used to be there, and now it's gone. But
just to really reiterate what happened to Graham McDonald, he had fallen out. So he was just coming back out of the pits after a connection issue dropped him out for a minute. I think so. He is only 1 lap down. So I believe the rule over here is if you have a connection issue like that and you go multiple laps down, they will get you back on your lead lap. But that's as far as they'll go with that. You have to try to get lucky dog under a caution or something to work your way back on the lead lap.
Right, yeah, they won't put you back on the lead lap. They'll put you on -1.
Yeah.
Which is cool, because at least if you were offline for 10 minutes and you lost 13 laps, at least they would get you back to -1 and you'd have a chance to lucky dog your way back to the lead lap. But like that happened a couple days ago. Ulysses glitched out and lost a lap, like the lap didn't count because it glitched out right at the line like an internet hop. Yeah, okay, we'll give you your laps back, but there was never a yellow. Yeah. So it never got done. They just deemed that as a mechanical failure, and they wouldn't have put him back on the lead lap anyway.
Yeah.
So you get that little lap glitch. You're like, sorry, man, you're -1. That's where we would put you anyhow. So you just got to hope that there's a yellow and there wasn't. So
Rodney Sullivan's been leading this all the way. Tim Anderson, Josh Slocum has poked down there a couple of times, but he was able to get himself up into the 4th position by doing that, being able to sneak back into the outside line. And now, of course, they are down on the bottom. They're starting to get down to the bottom, going to stay there just so, even though it's probably 3-4 laps away, they don't want to get out on that outside groove, run side by side, and not be able to get down there for pit. So that's the strategy to kind of get them back in there on the pit. Looks like Chuck McClure in the 17 there. The old Michael Waltrip kind of one Western Auto paint scheme. Still has Jack Daniels on the back.
oh, is that's a throwback to Waltrip?
Yeah, when he first bought his own team, ran his own team in the 17, they had a Western Auto sponsorship, and that's what the car looked like.
Oh, cool. I didn't know that.
Yep. Chrome numbers and chrome on the car. They actually made a complete car. They vinyled it chrome.
There's our pit entry cam. No takers.
Keep an eye on the chat, open and see if they don't always put it up there to let us know when they're pitting, but sometimes they do. But we're getting closer and closer right now, lap 16. So I would say Rodney Solomons has got probably 2, maybe a third lap in until he has to pit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's been up there breaking the air the whole time. So
there's a few people that have tried to, we've got Josh Slocum there on the bottom side. Now we see Chuck McClure on the high side. So guys they were been in the back there. Have not used as much fuel, but now with him out there breaking the air for that outside line, his fuel mileage is going to be a little bit less.
And he has led every single lap, so he will lead 16 right here at the line. I like that how he's gone with the STP color theme, but still kept his sponsors of Black Rifle Coffee and Habana Brisa on there. That's a neat thing. Same with Wrecking Ball. Team Wrecking Ball did the same thing. Javier Oaks and Sandoval adopt the paint scheme, but just change the logos.
They don't do it so much over here at PRL as much as they did back when it was Talladega Nights. But Talladega Nights, they used to do teams. I don't think there was ever any team points kept, but they did teams, and it was. I don't really know. The thing of it is you'd always get the teammates would always try to get together, help each other out. And we always saw like Big Stone Gap Racing. That was the Lovels and Danny Carroll back then. And they would get together, and pretty much once they got nose to tail, they would stay that way to the entirety of the race, not passing each other, figuring it's good for the team. So,
yeah.
And there you go. You just went a typical Bob Dixon fashion. You had Chris Elliott come down pit road early.
And HUD was not with him, a couple seconds behind him, but HUD also went down there.
So, Chris is out there reading, Bob's playbook. Literally.
There's a couple more coming.
Looks
like Team Wrecking Ball and Pat McCarskey. 2 of the Wrecking Ball cars and Pat McCarskey. Well, now I'm curious where the other Wrecking Ball car is. Probably got stuck on the high side.
Still have some out there. It looks like that Josh Metallic, Brian Rasson, they're still on that high side.
Well, if you know that the guys beside you are going as well, that'll be okay.
Yeah. They're running up onto the lap cars. We're going to be a lap down. Graham McDonald, of course, he was a little off the pace out there running by himself. So he is getting a second lap down, and Chris Elliott is getting it as Josh Metallic is pulling in.
Brent Stitter around, Andrew Miller around, Van Vliet. Andrew Miller from Top Dragster, fellow broadcaster there, doing a burnout in the grass. That's not the way you want to get on television, Andrew. Not his fault, though.
All right, looks like the whole front row is pitting.
All these guys are going to have to go now. If these guys can't get in here now, they're going to run out of gas.
Just gonna say I was gonna go down through the list, but it just kept getting longer and longer and longer. You're gonna see Rodney Sullins and the whole group he's with right there coming down pit road this time by. Everybody kind of fans out a little bit, but looks good so far. But he's really a little bump and banging. Oh,
there's a couple guys around. Yeah, near the back. Cabana, Angiolardi, Elliott's in there a little bit. Doug Hewlett got spun right around.
Couple little nudges there kind of got things started, and then it just went to chaos.
Yeah. Oh, Slocum at the last second got turned just before he went into his pit stall.
You look at the pit road, it's not like what we're used to seeing for a pit road. It's 10 feet narrower. So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they don't have the extra lane.
Yep.
So Slocum is going to lose a lot of positions on the green here. He got sideways into his pit stall. Good news is a couple other guys got turned around a little bit, so he'll be able to hook up with those guys.
Rodney Sullins, Dante Ricky, Josh Slocum, Tim Anderson. 4 guys came right out together. Ken Roberts is kind of part of that. He's a little bit further back, but I think once he gets going here, I think he'll be able to catch up with those guys. Your cars that pitted a little bit earlier are coming down hard on them, but we'll have to see how it all works out for them when they get up to speed.
There's a whole row of STP guys right here. I don't know who any of these guys we got. What do we got? We got Oaks, Javier Negron, Pat McCarskey, Chris Elliott, and Graham McDonald. This is a train of STP cars.
Roberts kind of got left out on that one, but fortunately for him, there's that big group coming behind him. He should be able to hook on with them, and then they'll run down those 4 cars that are, got a little bit of a breakaway.
Yeah.
Actually, almost like Tim Anderson backed off just a little bit to try to pick up Ken Roberts. They're kind of thinking, it looks like they're kind of if they can get Ken up there, they think they were kind of thinking if they get Ken up there, they could maybe get away from these guys, but
yeah, you're not gonna.
Not gonna happen.
No, because there's literally like 9 or 10 cars on that line, and they're just gonna get tighter. And Ken will be fine because he's right now he's like lost the draft, but not really because with that other pack coming, they're just gonna soak him up.
Yeah,
and hopefully he's still running at a 195, so he's not gonna get railroaded. He'll be able to take a good bump if somebody wants to bump him.
I think he is right on the outskirts of that front lead draft, but. And it's slowing them down just a little bit. They're starting to pull away, but right now it looks like Keith Bynum there leading that group coming up to him is going to do they're gonna actually go around the outside of him. Yep, but he'll be all right. He'll be able to pick up the back of this group here. Nope. Chuck McClure is going to come right up and give him a nice shove. Keep him right up there near the front. Ooh.
Oh no!
Heavy on the ground, hang on to it.
That's Ulysses Sandoval a little bit wobbly there. He's right back with his teammates now. Good save, Ulysses.
Yeah, okay. There's 3 cars. They all look the same. So.
They do, yeah. And then you got to see you got to remember who's what number because we associate Ulysses is a green and white car.
Yeah.
He's also the 96, but you see the green and white.
And Ken Roberts with a good push like Chuck McClure is actually trying to see if he can make that bottom groove work. Mark Paglia right behind him.
That'll work. Look at the bump.
Kind of looks like Keith Bynum hasn't really made up his mind yet which way he's going to go. Decided to go to the high side.
A lot of steam.
Right behind. Well, it's you got to go. You got to think about your momentum. He had it. So do I go down there and slow my momentum down, or do I go? Third groove on the outside, but nobody went with him.
Yeah, I was going to say, yeah, he had to kind of go that way because he had the momentum, but nobody wanted to go with him, unfortunately.
Yeah, so he's gonna drop right behind the 3 Team Wrecking Ball cars, or no, gets in the middle, just in front of, and that is I think
Ulysses.
Yeah, Ulysses there. He pulled in there. He said he'll be fine. Chris Elliott, I think he's back there. I don't know if he's too far.
Looks like he might be. Check to see the 43 at the line was about at 6/100ths of a second off of the 97.
Yeah, so he might still have a little bit of a sniff of the
Let's
draft.
see what it is here.
Kirksey, but
He's about 6/100ths of a second last lap. Now he's going to be, almost 2 seconds now. So they definitely left him behind.
something happened to Chris Van Vliet, or he decided to try to pull back to see if he could pull Chris Elliott up there. But and Elliott's got about 4 cars coming up behind him, so that'll help him. These guys get racing side by side up front here, and you get those 5 cars back there, nose to tail, and really doing that nice little push and shove a little bit on the straightaways. They might be able to catch up to him here. Ooh, McCore got a bad bump and going into the. He was still in the straight shot, but Mark Paglia got to kind of just gave him a little bit of a shot, got him wiggly there. A great drive. Didn't lose any time, no nothing. Just chase that thing a little bit, tank slap the wheel back and forth, and kept it going. I was just noticing that ASR HUD is right behind all of that group, but he is one of the cars. There are 4 cars a lap down.
Yeah.
21 of Randy Waugh, 4 of ASR HUD, the 010 of Chris Van Vliet, and Graham McDonald are the 4 cars that are not on the lead laps. So Graham was down because of a connection issue, but of course he stayed out.
Mike Mangialardi, Andrew Miller, and Doug Hewlick right here are not a lap down, and they're lucky enough to be traveling together, so that'll help them out. Another 3-pack here of Billy Alisar, Stephen Brandstetter, and Ken Huntsbury. They are running in their own pack 3 in a line.
I wonder what happened to Chris Elliott there.
There's Jeffrey Elliott running with Slocum, Cabana, and a 44 of Lovell. And then Elliott, where'd Chris Elliott go?
He is back in 19th. I was just wondering what I thought he was going to be able to hang with that group. So
See, it's hard for me to find Chris Elliott because he usually runs a number 9, but he's actually running the 43 tonight.
Yep.
Running another Bob Dixon car. Is he actually running a Bob Dixon car?
Yeah, I
think that's actually Bob Dixon's car. Yeah, it is.
The car that I drove tonight is Bob Dixon's RTG car. The one that he's driving tonight is actually the car that Bob would have been driving over here at this series.
Right. This is the Primetime car.
Yep.
So I'm having trouble finding Chris because he's usually driving a number 9, but it's usually Doritos.
As we talked with Jeff Elliott before, Jeff Elliott was actually slated to be in that car tonight, but instead of a communication issue, couldn't get him to commit quite soon enough, and then kind of at the last minute they got everything situated and whatnot. I guess Chris actually had a kind of a cool, still the number 9, but it was a STP style paint job.
Okay, cool. That's the thing, though. You got to make sure that car gets on the track. So if Chris was able to commit to it, then you got to give him the keys to that one.
Absolutely.
You see Josh Metallic there with Chuck McClure, Paglia, and Roberts trying to get that 3rd line going from the 10th spot or so.
Talked about the cars that were lapped down. Randy Waugh is pretty much he's the lead that lap down car, and he is right there with that front group. So if he should a caution fall, we don't want it. We'd love to see this thing go caution free, but if he could get a caution, he would be the lucky dog. And I believe over here they give it to 2 cars. So just noticed the ASR HUD has retired.
Oh yeah, he did. Wonder why. Maybe he had to go. Sometimes stuff will happen at home and you got to pit and get out. I'm surprised there's only 4 cars on that 3rd line with the guys that are up there. Nope, they're bailing on Josh. Right when I said that, I'm like, that line's been trying to form for a little while and never really did much. And then they all bailed on Josh, and they all went to the bottom side. Probably flirting with pit stops again here in about 8 laps or so, maybe even less.
A few more coming. Chuck McClure's down there right now trying to.
Yeah, they switched sides.
Ricky just jumped down in front of him. And Dante did it the right way, because why I say that the right way is he got a heck of a shot right there. But when you come out like that and you get in front of that line, there is a right way and a wrong way to do it. You want to come out with a ton of momentum and going, so that when that line catches up to you, yes, he may have to bump you a little bit, but you don't really slow that line down. And you can see how that worked out. It actually pulled Danny Carroll right up to him. Then he was able to give him a nice little tap, and it didn't slow that line down at all, and that's going to move.
Yeah, where you're doing it early enough and where the car is actually settled and able to take a bump, you don't want to do that in a corner.
We've seen it before where people have made it just a little bit too late and didn't have the momentum, and that momentum that was coming on that outside line or that third groove just stops. It just, they don't go anywhere. They actually back up because people pull out the wrong way. But I praise him, because I've raced this a couple of times. I did one of those 10-lap sprint races with him and won it. And
those are fun,
it was fun, and I won it, but I was like, and I did exactly what I've watched these guys do. I've literally learned it from watching these guys race. And, but it was like, I don't know how they can do this lap after lap after lap.
It's a lot of concentration. Doesn't matter how many times you do it, how many years you've done it. It's always intense, especially when there's a full field. I mean, in a race like this, being a memorial race, like you said, they go to all the leagues and they get the best of the best. So this is an all-star race, pretty much. Everybody in this race. Tom Dixon.
All right.
Yes.
We are joined by a special guest tonight. Sorry about that, buddy. I usually have my phone turned off, and I just saw your message. So, how you doing? Long time no hear from you, bud.
Yeah. Been struggling, but I'm okay.
Good.
I'm doing as good as to be expected for what I'm going through right now.
I kind of figured I'd see the old Batman car out here tonight, but
I thought I could. Right now I just really don't have the strength to do it.
Yeah.
I appreciate y'all doing this. All the kind words. I miss my brother.
Yeah, man, that brother was awesome.
Yeah, I'm gonna be okay. I've got a long road to hoe, but no matter how it comes out, I'm gonna win.
Here you go.
Yeah, man, you got to keep on trucking. Yeah, good to hear from you. I just heard somebody come into the booth there. I'm like, wow, it's Tom. I haven't seen you in a while.
Yeah. I've been had a whole week's worth of chemo, and they're trying to get me snapped back together. They say I'm doing really good for what I'm going through, but again, I don't mean to beat a dead horse, but I'm okay. I'm gonna be fine.
That's awesome, buddy.
Have you been able to race out here on any of these tracks lately, or?
No, not since about June or July, right around in there. I come down with this in July, and it hit me like a ton of bricks. And I don't know what to say. I'm kind of lost for words and all, but Tracy turned on the YouTube and went into Tarnation, and I saw this going on, and I said, I got to get it up in the booth somehow, and thank you guys for doing this, and y'all let everybody else know that I appreciate their prayers and everything else that they did for Bob, and the kind words and all that. Yeah, Bob was one of a kind. He was my buddy. He was a daily part of my life, and I was so sick the day of his funeral. I could not even go to it, so I did not get a proper goodbye to my big bubs.
Oh,
but,
wow!
He knows I loved him, And we had a lot of great times together.
Absolutely.
Yeah, man. Sorry for your loss. That's, yeah, I mean, like you said, he's probably really watching this thing too.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking laying in bed. I said, I know he's got to be watching this.
That's kind of crazy though. It's like, let's go watch a YouTube broadcast.
Yeah.
you think that's what he's saying? He's already got the factoids. He can probably see the future.
yeah.
He already knows who wins this thing.
Yeah, exactly. He's probably got a group up there with him right now watching this.
Oh,
So,
man.
yeah, there's my car right there,
Yeah, it's pretty neat. We've had a couple of his cars out here tonight.
Yeah, I saw that.
A couple of them bouncing off each other right now, trying to get to the pit road, but they straightened it out.
Yeah. Yep.
There's a little pit strategies going on there.
Yeah, this is
Rod-
part of the strategy, bumping, trading paint, going in the pits. It just helps you get there quicker.
Yeah, that's a big bump right there. Everybody trying to get in the pit row there.
Just getting around pit stops there, and the leader now currently, Alex Moe, is going to be coming in here soon. Billy Ellister's coming in. I mean, I think pretty much everyone, they're all starting to just pile into the pits, but they're separating up a little bit, not in the big groups like they did earlier.
Green flag pitting.
Gotta love that.
Yep. And they're good at it too, man. Look at this. Sometimes this is more exciting than watching these guys do this in NASCAR 2003 than in real life.
Yeah.
I swear these guys are better drivers.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Well,
man,
guys,
full
I
field
got to
out
get
here.
out of this chair, and I just had to come in and say hey and thank y'all for what you're doing. And I'm going to go back up. If you can put me back up top, let me say bye to the guys here.
Will do, bud.
And Rod, keep me in mind. Send me a message if you want to get out and hit some now.
Absolutely, buddy.
I'll do my best if I can.
All right. Well, it was great to hear from you. Glad we could get you up in here. And
Yeah,
enjoy-
Tom. You got an open invitation to kick the door down on the broadcast booth anytime you want to do it. So let her rip anytime.
Okay, I appreciate that. Thank y'all very much. We love you guys, and thank you for everything y'all do.
All right, buddy. You take
Thanks,
care.
Tom. We'll see you next
You
time,
bet.
bud.
Yep.
That was awesome.
Yes, it was. I was kind of hoping that we'd get a chance to talk to him tonight.
I didn't know he was here. That's cool, man.
He texted me, and I was like, I hadn't turned my phone off yet, so that's why I kind of went silent a little bit.
Oh, okay.
Turned the phone sound off, and then I said, well, I probably ought to look at that. And when I looked at it, he was like, how do I get up in the booth? And I look over, and there he was. I'm like, oh, Christ, yeah, we got to get him up here.
Oh, yeah, it's password locked. Yeah, right.
Yeah. But as you know, kind of we had to do that with Tom. That was pretty cool. And that was pretty awesome. We did go through.
This is the type of event this is, right? We're gonna just I thought he just came in, which would have been totally fine. Like, yeah, go for it. But yeah, I forgot it's password locked, so that's cool. Yeah, he didn't text me. I don't think. No, I would have had him on Facebook. Do you actually have his number?
Yeah. Oh yeah. We talked. We used to talk all the time. It's been a little while. So.
Neat.
Yeah. That's why he said, reach out, play a little, hit some balls. He likes to play golf. But Alex
Yeah.
And slowly and methodically, the typical Alex Moe style came to the front, got out there and was leading. And through the round of pit stops, he ended up coming back out with the lead with Ken Roberts, Rodney Sullins, Mark Paglia, and the lap car, I believe he is still a lap down yet, of Randy Waugh. So there's a 5-car breakaway kind of out front.
So Ulysses being shown first, but now it's going to update. Okay,
Yeah,
he's
it's
at
gonna
fifth. So yeah, it is Alex Moe to the front, right? Yeah,
And
who's the odd car in here? Randy Waugh is
Randy
the
Waugh,
30th
yeah.
position. Yeah, so he's one lap out.
Ulysses, like you said, with Chuck McClure. I believe that's Keith Bynum behind him. The view I got, I can guess.
Yes.
Josh Metallic, Dante Ricci, Denny Carroll. There's another 5-car group that are just about a second behind them, a little under 2 seconds behind. The front group would probably have to try to start to get a little bit racy, and these guys are back here. Chuck's really just got to kind of just keep pushing on Ulysses and try to get him, moving towards the front.
There's a pack here being led by Jeffrey Elliott, followed by Josh Slocum, Brian Lovell, Garland Oakes, and Brian Rawson. It's cool with the green flag stops. It really does break up
big time.
the race, and it so much more breathing room for these guys to just kind of work on their strategies and pick this thing apart.
And then next 5-car group, they're all 5-car groups right now. It's, led by RJ Cavana. Gotta see, that's Javier Negron, Perry Bond, Chris Van Vliet, which I believe is, I don't know if he's back on the lead lap. Let's take a look at that.
Van Vliet,
No,
31st. No.
Is not, and then Dave Little is rounding out that last little group there. It's amazing how the pit stops, it's what I always call the delta time, getting in and getting out faster than anybody else. The guys that are good at it, you see, they make up the most time doing that.
And under green, it's so amplified. Like we saw, Van Vliet had a little bit of trouble on pit road. He didn't really get wrecked. He just kind of got shoved out to the side, and same with Slocum, wasn't able to get to the stall on time. Not last pit stop, but the stop before it. Slocum's pretty lucky though, because he definitely made up a lot of time on that stop, because he's still sitting in 13th spot. But big trouble on pit road can just be amplified when these guys are all moving at 200 miles an hour under green, and you make a little mistake, even if you overshoot your pit stall by 3 feet, and if you have to put that thing in reverse just for a split second, you're going in the car under green going, oh no,
or bump or anything. Then to get back out to the 21st, you got a 2-car tandem, the only 2-car tandem out there right now, and that is Robert Spring leading Chris Elliott in the 43 tonight. So just kind of went through the field a little bit, just to let everybody know where everybody is.
And that's the thing too, that you see this 2-car, they're doing about 190, 192 mile an hour. Remember, by yourself, you're only doing 180. Yep. So, even if you've got one other car there, a third would be best and a fourth would be even better. But if you're not by yourself, you're going to be all right. And you can actually see right there from that camera, Robert Spring and Chris Elliott in 21st and 22nd. Well, the 23rd position of Mangialardi just in their mirror. Once they get to these guys, that'll make it a 5-car pack, and they'll be up near 200 mile an hour top speed.
But Andrew Miller's behind them, and then Pat McCurskey's behind them, and that's pretty much, I think, most of the field right there. I don't think we see. Don't have. Oh, we got another group. You already talked about them guys, though. That one was being by Doug Hillick. Yep. It's kind of neat. Little 5-car groups. While that 2-car group, the 2 groups caught up to the front guys. So now we got a 10-car group in the very front.
We've got to say too that 47 car there of Andrew Miller from Top Dragster. We're in competition with him on Tuesday night. He does the Hobo series, and we're over at Maverick. So there's always something to watch on YouTube. And that's just talking about 2 different broadcasting channels. There's tons of stuff going on every night of the week in this sim. If you just happen to stumble across this broadcast out of nowhere, no shortage of places to race.
So what you got to do then in that case is you got to go out there and do what I'm going to do is get the triple monitor set up. And then you're going to get on the left side, you can have the Hobo Racing one going, and on the right side, you can have the Maverick Racing one going while you're doing something else in the middle.
Yeah, you mentioned that you just recently ordered 3 screens that are exactly the same. So Are you going to migrate one of the current ones you have north of your middle monitor and stack a couple of them?
I don't think it'll go north of the middle one. I think it'll go north of the left-handed one.
Nice.
So I have my mic set up. It wouldn't work, but that is the intent. One of these monitors that I have here, which is a 24-inch, will go up above on the right-hand side, probably just so that I can put TeamSpeak on it for when I race. But I believe we'll see how it works out, because I don't know. I haven't done it yet to see whether or not so we're basically what we're watching live is a live feed, but it's like the replay. And I don't know if that would go to the 3 monitors. It would be neat, you know what I mean? And if it does, then I'll take that 4th monitor, and then I'll have all the specs and stuff like that, TeamSpeak and whatnot. If it doesn't, then I'll just have, the TeamSpeak on the left-hand side like I do now, maybe the broadcast on the right-hand side, just so I have more room. Tonight we don't have points, things like that to worry about, so we don't have a bunch of information. But I like to kind of have it set up where, I have a lot of information in front of me. And when it's on one monitor, sometimes it's a little hard to move things around and read it. It is.
Yeah, right now I've got my main screen running the game right in front of me. Above it, I've got a TV mounted to the wall behind me. That's got my YouTube feed so I can see the chat, my GNL TV statistics on my TeamSpeak, and then on my right monitor, I've got it flipped vertically. And running the broadcasting software on a vertical monitor is phenomenal. So much easier to orient the orientation of the app, of the program itself vertically works so much better than horizontally.
That's a good idea, actually, because I do have one here that can go horizontal. The stand itself would move. That's a neat idea.
Having one vertically so you can even easier reading web pages vertically too.
TeamSpeak. I've got TeamSpeak maxed
TeamSpeak,
out as far as I can go right now. And I had to get rid of the chat on the bottom so I could see everybody.
That's the thing. Yeah, if you run TeamSpeak on a vertical monitor, you can see like 120 people.
Yeah. Looks, I don't know if Rodney Sullins was up front or did he just go a lap down? I'm curious.
Lap down, I do believe.
Watching.
Actually, wait a second. Negative. He went from 4th position.
Okay. He must have pulled that. I'm sorry about that, guys. We were just talking a little bit about monitors. And
All right, so do you plan to, you got 3 exactly the same. You clearly plan to race in a 3-monitor setup. That's where you've got the 4th one up top.
Yep. Oh, yeah, in other games, too.
Yeah.
But, yeah, no, and like I said, it'll help out in the broadcast. It's going to help out all around.
That's cool.
But now, Randy Waugh, now, mind you, he is still currently 1 lap down. But he has got that high side going with, he's got Chuck McClure behind him and Keith Bynum behind him.
Whoa, Chuck wants to bail on him.
Oh, boy, God, they're going to be trying to fight for that position. And I think Randy Waugh's got in there good enough that Chuck McClure might end up going backwards.
Oh, yeah. Chuck's not happy about that. He's going to lose that draft.
That was a situation where you were going to go and you were going to help me. You didn't go. You didn't help me.
Yeah. Chuck's got the gap there to be able to get in front of Ulysses. He's going to get a big bump from Ulysses. No, Ulysses went around him. But Dante following the 96. That was perfect timing to just smash into the 17 with moderate damage that we run here on Talladega. The reason they run the moderate damage and not realistic is because you can really put the bumper to guys. You know, Ulysses right there could have hit the 17 without lifting and not caused any damage to either car. Realistic, he probably would have. But moderate, it's way more fun to bump draft in that situation. Look at that. You talk about Randy. Now he's in 3rd position running on the bottom.
He's trying to get out there so that, should a caution come out, he wants to be the lead car. So
you want to be in front of it, yeah. And you want to be, again, we're within another 8 or so laps of probably pitting under green again.
Yeah, we're about 7 laps away. I just checked that out.
Okay.
I was watching Graham McDonald. He is 2 laps down right now because of the disconnect issue in the beginning of it, but he had just kind of gone back out of the pits again. That's what got him 1 more lap down because he's on a little bit different cycle because when he got the disconnect and he's come back, his pit stops are a little bit off from everybody else's. So I don't remember how many laps, not 100% sure how far off he is, but he did able to get behind Doug Heelick, Steven Brandcenter, and I got to look at it now.
I got to correct myself. I said Randy Waugh was running in 3rd position. He's not. He's in 30th. I forgot that Randy is 1 lap down right here. Yep. It looked like he was running for the lead, but he's actually not. He's a lap behind all these guys.
He's trying to get up there. But,
if he can get around Mo, he would actually get his lap back.
Yep, that's what he's working for.
Yeah.
They're running down that group right in front of him. That's led by Doug Hillock, Steve Brandcenter, Ken Hunksbury, Billy Elliser, and then Graham McDonald's finally got somebody to work with. So if these guys keep racing like they are, the lead guys right now in that group of 5 are pulling away from them. So that's good for them. A minute ago, they were getting run down, but then as soon as they started racing side by side, they're starting to gap them up a little bit.
Yeah, and that's crazy for Randy. Like, if it's good for Randy, Randy's not injured in any way. Like, the car is fine.
Yeah,
he's just able to hang with those guys.
He was one of the ones involved in that first round pit stop debacle a little bit, and unfortunately came out on his own and ended up going a lap down.
So I wonder where he sits now. Is his pit strategy to just go with these guys, or maybe he get an extra couple laps out of it? But then he's out there running by himself. You'd want to stick with someone.
I think he's still on the same cycle with these guys. So, you know what I mean, as it goes. He may be probably they're a little bit behind him, but a little bit ahead, depending on, you know, if he did get any help once he was out there, because he got out of the pits late. You know, just because a bunch of them had kind of spun around there at the entrance of pit road. So now he's just trying to get himself in a situation where maybe he can unlap himself. And of course, all these guys that he's racing around with him, they race with him all the time. So they know that he's capable. That's why you got Ulysses Sandoval pulling right up behind him. He knows that Randy's going to go to the front, so he's going to stay right with him. If I was up there, these guys would just leave me out to dry every time, because I don't drive around up front very often, you know. Okay, just reading the chat there. Donnie Garrett, yes, he was supposed to be in the race tonight and couldn't get home time enough to make it. So, unfortunately, that, you know, being that they did start it a little earlier because of the laps, but you know, it's one of those unfortunate that some of the drivers were not able to make it for whatever reason or not, you know, to come in here and pay tribute to, you know, the great Bob Dixon.
Yeah, everybody's kind of got their work schedule planned around, like they have the races start at certain times, and it's a special event like this with more laps just has to start earlier, otherwise we'd be running into the midnight.
Which we have.
Oh yeah, we've done it. We've been up till 1.
The first mega marathon race, something like almost a 5.5 hour marathon.
That was wild. Yeah,
it was fun. Great racing, good event. It was long.
Yeah, we're 52 minutes into this race right now, 58th lap. So far, fastest lap tonight. I don't know what's wrong with my GNL. I actually can't see it. I can see it's 202. 202.732. And it looks like
everybody down pit road here, the lead pack, except for that. Whoa! Ken Roberts slides into Ken Hunksberg into Dante Ricky. Dante Ricky's driving back on the track. That was just a little bit of a braking issue there going in. We got more cars coming in. Oh, no, nowhere to go. Track was kind of blocked there.
Oh my, it's a parking lot on pit road. Huntsbury got trapped, turned around.
This is going to change a lot of
stuff. I mean, the good news is for the cars that got around, so did other cars. So at least you might have, there just might be packs of guys who had problems. Unfortunately, we might see a lot of juggling on the standings card right now. Huntsbury probably getting the worst of it because he literally had nowhere to go. There's another pack coming in. They made it work. Ooh, Metallic running on the grass. It's a shame there's not an extra lane there. Hey, Josh?
Yeah.
They're so used over at RTG running that extra wide pit lane. It wasn't really noticeable, but coming back here, it really is noticeable now.
That shook it up so much so that right now, currently, you have Doug Hillick out there in front of Alex Moe. Now, they are not in the lead yet. Ulysses has yet to pit, which they are probably doing now. So guys are coming around. Chris Elliott, he is right in front of Alex Moe, and I'm thinking that could put him back on the lead lap, potentially. Literally would depend a lot on... Dude, we got some smoke. Oh, we are under caution. Did Elliott make it? I think he did. I think he was in front of the leaders. But no, he wasn't. You know what? He would have been if it had gone one more lap.
Oh.
You know what I mean? Which was Ulysses Sandoval. Okay? He went and pitted. And then, of course, when the caution comes out as they're leaving pit road, they leave pit road. They hit the start-finish line right there before the other guys actually get caught up to him. So that should leave Ulysses Sandoval coming out of the pits, should be out in front.
Okay. Yeah, happening right in a pit sequence like that. So it looks like Dante again, he got really banged up there on that sequence of pit stops because he had trouble getting in there, and then coming out, he got. I gotta find Dante here. Okay.
So I was just watching here for a second just to verify, and that is exactly what is going to happen. Ulysses Sandoval is going to be the leader. He had just exited the pit road, so when he hit the start finish line, he was leader. They don't race back over here until 10 less laps to go. So it was just a perfectly timed caution that put Ulysses Sandoval, Chuck McClure, Mark Paglia, and Josh Metallic out front. I think they had Keith Bynum with them as well, and maybe Rodney Sullivan. So when you go back to where Alex Moe was, Alex Moe and Doug Hillick were the first two off pit road out of that group that pitted. Of course, we had a lot of them guys kind of get a little bit out of shape. So this, kind of put Ulysses in a really good spot. Mind you, we still have over 30 laps to go, so things can change. But it also is going to get Chris Elliott, and I did not realize that Doug Hillick is also a lap down as well. So I didn't know that, but I don't. He's probably one of those ones in the earlier situation. So those two guys will be able to go around and get their laps back.
So Dante had a heck of a time. We've been focused on him for this replay, getting into the pits, Roberts got into somebody, spun around. Dante got into him out in the grass, out on the track, no yellow back across the grass. Dante does have a black flag. So does Josh Slocum right now. And as Dante's getting ready to leave, Rodney's trying to get into his pits. You can see here in the replay. So Dante's got a back up. This is all under green. Spins out, gets hit by Ken, gets pushed out into the track, and that is what caused the yellow to come up. Just probably, and then he gets hit by Robert Spring. That is probably one of the worst pit cycles in Dante's career, I would say. And then to come out of that with a black flag, currently in 16th, he's going to have to go down pit road and fix that damage, though.
But the thing of it is that even though all that happened, he'll be able to go down, get the damage fixed, and still, they kept most of them on the lead lap, or especially the ones that had problems. Dante Ricci's not going to lose that much time on it
McClure
if he still has a car. The question is if he has a car that is fast enough to get him back to the front.
Right.
We've seen the damage. We've seen damaged cars with this mod still be competitive.
Yep.
And far worse damage than what he's got. But then again, we've seen some that have the damage he has, and it just slows him down just enough so they really can't stay with the pack. But he might be fine if he can get in, get out, and get around somebody, so he has somebody behind him and somebody in front of him. He might be able to be a little bit competitive. We've seen that happen with this mod too.
The pace car there is a Rolling Thunder Gaming pace car in honor of David Cannon, another fallen member. So yeah, so Ulysses is first. A wild time for that yellow to come out in such a strange way that it happened too.
So quick math, and I'm going to suggest just quick math. We should be somewhere around 12 to 13 laps. So in other words, they're going to have to pit again somewhere around, probably around lap 82. They're under caution now. I'm basing it off from this lap as we are currently at. So they may be able to go a little bit further, but they're going to be about maybe a 10 lap before they pit. That'll be probably no tires, splash, or half a tank of gas to go if this thing should go green for the rest of the way.
Half a tank or half a can?
Half a can.
You probably need You probably need a full can, right?
I would. What was it?
5, I think.
I think.
A splash will get you 4, and then
the other day, I think Jessica said half a can is 10 laps. So I think that half a can would, if they can stretch it as far as they can go, I think half a can.
Right, because 2 full cans is a full tank.
Yeah.
So a half can, a half can would be about 5, and a full can would be about 10.
We've got some different strategies here on the second or third time around. We're getting probably ready to go back to green. Robert Spring, Chuck McClure, Andrew Miller, Alex Moe, Billy Elliser, Javier Negron, and Brian Wasson all came down pit road with Graham McDonald. Wonder if they're just trying to get more fuel in. Maybe they think that they can, kind of stay in the back of the pack where they're going to probably end up being, save a little bit of fuel and get that down to a half a tank. I think what half a tank is about, what Denny Carroll said to us, it was about 3 to 4 laps.
Mm-hmm.
Now that all depends too on when you pit too. If you've got, if you got a little bit of gas still in there, half a tank might do it. So these guys might be trying to do a little bit different strategy. Just a thought,
Getting a message from, for some reason, I just check in the chat here in race. Can I come in the booth for a minute? Grab the 84. Dante Ricky. Dante in the booth, live on the air. What do you got, bud?
Hi, Blaine. Hi, Rod. Well, first of all, I want to apologize for the situation there. I'm honestly embarrassed for what occurred. I feel
hey, man, that
awful
wasn't your fault.
because
There was a lot going on, and you just kind of got stuck in the middle of all of it.
it's unfortunate because I had to pit that lap to begin with. I would not have made it back around considering how the entry situation occurred. And we stacked up on entry. Nobody did anything wrong, but I should have just calmed down and relaxed and took it. And I'm really sorry if that impacted a few people, but it's just a great honor to be a part of this race tonight. And Bob Dixon, my dear friend, I miss you. I can't believe it's been such a long time, but Bob always had such a peaceful, calming voice, and I'm just imagining how he would react to this. And I would have loved to be out there, but I know we're about to go green again. I just want to thank you for putting this on tonight and having me as a part of it.
So the reason, were they unable to fix the damage on the car?
Yeah, the car, they would not repair the car in the pits. It would not service me. It just kept saying, go, go, go. It's all right. But
oh, okay.
Yeah, it's okay. I was going to park it anyway. All right, I'll let you guys get to it.
Yeah, well, we'll see you again in a couple of weeks here, back to try to defend your championship.
Absolutely.
On Saturday night at ASR. So you're a little under the weather, so hopefully you're feeling a little better.
Thank you so much. All right, guys.
Have a good one, bud. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks, Dante. Yeah, he had a rough go. The bottleneck at the start of the pit stall there. He got shot out into the grass and then was able to get back in there again. And then Rodney and him got together. It was just like, oh, man, everything's happening right now. And then got shot out into the track, and that brought the yellow out.
Say we kind of got some new players up here at this point by basically, we've had a few drivers that have been kind of, standing around out front. Some of them dropped back a little bit, but now Ulysses Sandoval out there.
Yeah.
Behind him, is it Brian Level or Dan Level?
No, Dan couldn't make it. That's Keith Bynum, and then you got Brian, and then you've got Garland.
Been a while since I've called to these guys. So, then you got Garland Oaks up out there front, Perry Bond, and I think
Van Vliet.
Van Vliet is a lap down, and so is Stan Brandstetter, Rodney Spring, and of course Graham McDonald is 2 laps down. So new people. But
the whole front of this thing is completely different faces now after that.
Yeah.
It's pretty neat how a yellow at that time of the pit cycle too can really throw all the cards up into the air, and now like where did those guys go that were leading this thing? It's all mixed up now.
RJ Cabana is in the middle. He was making an attempt on that middle side. Now that third groove is started on the high side with Ryan Hassan on the high side, it's starting to slow that middle groove kind of down a little bit. And as you can see, that inside groove is getting a little bit more better of a run off the corner. So it'll be interesting to see if Rosson can bring that lead, that pack on the outside, all the way up to the lead.
Miller all the way down into no man's land down there. I wonder why he's pulling out. He was in 14th.
Maybe it was just getting, it's too early to get, pushing and shoving too much. He might have just said,
Yeah. He might have just been getting claustrophobic. Is that what you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can tell you, I've done that move quite a few times racing at this stuff. You know, until recently, where I've gotten a little better at it. You know, learned a little bit from a lot of these guys that run this, you know, super speedway stuff all the time. But that would be me most of the time, because I don't know how they do it. I can't hold my breath that long.
Yeah. I don't know if you got, about 20 minutes ago, Donnie Garrett posted in the YouTube chat that he wasn't able to make it back in time for the race.
Yes, I did.
Oh, I think, yeah, I recalled you saying that. Bob was a great guy, very missed. Yeah, unfortunately, Donnie couldn't make it. And we did have a few. It looked like we had 33 cars start the race. Graham was aiming for about 35, 36, just because you had those extra spots just in case.
It's kind of neat to see all the petty design cars up there in the front.
Yeah, very cool.
Still a few more of them in there. Rodney Sullins is back there hiding around on the high side there. He's starting to get that high side groove going. Mike Angelardi in the middle group there.
Well, even Bynum's car, I believe it's not far off his normal paint design anyway, just changed the colors. Same with Makarski. Like, Makarski just took the car he drives every week and then just changed the colors to red, white, and blue.
I think Bynum's car is yellow and camo, if I'm correct.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure.
It's got some orange on it too, I believe.
Yeah, orange on it. It's got camo on it. I don't know. I think the numbers were bright orange too. It was, but I mean, he's been running the lead pack all night. He just hasn't been, you know, in part of the top 5 all night. That situation has just changed it all up. Now we've got 2 wrecking ball cars up there: Keith Bynum, Brian Level.
So I've got black flags sitting on the 66, but is that from the restart? Oh no, he's on pit road right now. They're holding him.
He might have passed the car. That's the thing with the pulling hard for the. I was looking at somebody said pulling hard for the 47 of Miller. They're just. The thing of it is with the double file restarts there, you know, they have to clear black flags for when that starts. You see Alex Moe get a wicked run, and Ulysses Sandoval and Keith Bynum go up there and use that momentum to keep them out front.
Oh yeah, pulling hard for the 47 of Andrew Miller. Charlie Fabrosis in the YouTube chat.
Good news.
Yep.
Look at that high side out there. Third groove out there. Randy Waugh. You know, before caution, he was a lap down, trying really hard to get that lap back. Now he's up there leading that high side. RJ Cabana come pull out in front of him. They're going to try to get himself back up there into the front. You know, he would love to get up here.
Sitting right around 10th. Currently, Dante Ricky had 1 lap led. Josh Vitalik has 1 lap led. 1 lap led by Brian Lovell and Keith Bynum. And then we've got 11 laps led by Ulysses, 21 laps led by Alex Moe, 33 led by Rodney Sullins. Has made his way back up to 11th.
Yeah, that pit stop and then the caution during pit stop, he jumbled the field up a little bit. But as Billy Elliser and looks like Robert Spring going a lap down again, running the high side, just staying out of the way. He got a little damage on that Dante Ricky crash too, so he might be, you know, Robert there, he might be just damaged beyond, you know, ability to stay with the lead draft. So looks like once they got by him, he's not keeping up. Well, we're on we're going to be lap 72 this time by. It's going to be 22 laps. We know, what did I say, 81, 82? So we're about maybe 10 laps away from, 10 to 11 laps away from their next and last pit stop for the night, if they stay under green flag conditions.
Almost talking about a money stop coming up next.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Gonna.
Ken back out on the track after his penalty served. I just saw him all by his lonesome back there in position 29. That's a cool looking rig too. I like that Corona design.
Yeah, I looked at it earlier, and I was kind of like looking to see what the sponsorship was on it. I said, yeah, that is pretty neat.
Yeah.
But currently, right now, the only drivers that are not in that lead draft group, yeah, some of them are a lap down or a lap down in the group, but Robert Spring, with the damage that he sustained, is out the program by himself, as well as Ken Huxbury, due to that black flag condition. So the rest of them are all in one big, massive group. You've got the lead cars out there running kind of, I think 5 or 6 cars out there in a straight line, and then it looks like one, I can't see who it was yet. Oh, that is
Rodney
Sullins. Still trying to get that high, very, very high side gear torque.
He's in good company up there, though. He's got the numbers. Bottom line, Brian Rawson and Ken Roberts go to the bottom. Do they have any followers? Looks like Brian might follow them down there, and so RJ Cabana.
If you look back there in the third, there's that. Where did he come from, guy? Ooh, Alex Moe goes down.
Ooh, yeah.
Awesome. Ulysses comes down to kind of, they call it a block, but steal that momentum. That left Keith Bynum kind of in that middle. I think that Keith has only got Mike Mangialardi right behind him there, so they are probably going to go back. Mangialardi leaves him as soon as the opening comes into the bottom. See Bynum kind of go back to probably around 12th, 13th position, but not to worry. Once they get it situated, he'll get back in line and hopefully work his way back towards the front.
It's funny to see these guys doing this type of racing right now when we're getting within about 5 or 6 of another pit cycle.
Yeah. It's insane. I mean, like I said, that's why I feel safer right up here in the booth than I do down there.
And you were kind of estimating like 80, probably 80 to 85 with yellow laps kind of prolong that fuel usage. But at 80 to 85 will definitely be the lap window we'll be looking at here. So in the next, within the next 10, because that's a thing too. Some guys will actually do the math on a 96 lap race and say, hey, if I can get 19 laps, lap 77 is where you could come in for full service and make it to the end, no matter what happens.
Yep.
So we might see guys pulling off in the next 2 or 3. They might not want to go 5, 6, or 7 more laps. And that's a strategy you can play too. If you can get a couple of takers in the next couple of laps, like after you do lap 77, if you come down at the beginning of lap 78, you're going to be able to make it to the end.
Yep. And then it just depends on if you can get the right people to go with you and you go do that. But Rodney Sullins was able to lead that lap on his way back round through there. They've got that high line going really, really well. You look at down the backstretch down there, the top groove is pushing, the bottom groove is pushing, and you can see as Ulysses Sandoval comes into the corner there in the turn, what I call turn 3, he gets a little bit of an advantage. Then when you get out of the exit of the corner, you can see Rodney Sullins will pull ahead there with Josh McCallick pushing him right from behind. So they're going to, swap back and forth here for a little bit. Now, looks like Jeffrey Elliott hasn't made a whole lot of noise tonight. He has got that 56 car on the high groove on the outside with a couple of wrecking ball cars right behind him, trying to see if they can possibly get that third groove going, maybe get him up front.
I just noticed I was on roof cam with Sullins looking down at Ulysses, and they've got the wrecking ball team. The paint scheme on the side of the car looks like it's been crushed. Obviously, wrecking ball. And they've got grid up gribbons above the windows where the name would be. So that's pretty cool. Something Bob used to say at the start of every race. Grid up gribbons.
Would always say, you sit there and those famous words.
Yeah.
Like, grid them up.
That's Bob yelling at you to get on the track. Let's go racing.
Apparently that outside group did not get, the third group there, did not get a chance to really get going. So they kind of settled back in for a little bit. Still got, we still have, we're under 20 laps to go now. So start now, there's one more pit stop, but you also got to start thinking about, positioning yourself. What am I going to do to get up there? That's why you see Jeffrey Elliott keep, trying to make that third groove work. If he stays in line where he is now, he's not going to go forward. So he's got to try to do something that nobody else is doing. Mm-hmm. So he keeps poking out there, trying to get that trying to get people to follow up with that high side, maybe get that third groove going.
Yeah, he does like that third line. And it does work, but you need a couple. And this is the track, too. I mean, they ran this track at Talladega Nights. And that line will go.
As I say before, I remember the first time I raced, I looked ahead and they're 3 wide. And I said, this isn't going to last. I backed off a little bit, stayed back. And, after about 8-10 laps, I'm going, they're still going.
Yeah.
And I said, it ain't going to last. And they just kept going and going. 3 wide. It was pretty awesome.
People love Talladega, and they'll always run. This is the original track that launched in 2003, launched with the game. And we always talk about the...
I'm getting now.
Oh, there we go. A couple of them. Oh, and they're both in the grass. Randy Waugh and I think that was Cabana.
Cabana, yeah. And Mike Mangialardi, the 3 cars that just pitted that time by.
But yeah, they got this 4 wide back there. Holy moly.
As per normal, Chris Elliott pulling Bob Dixon's bed early.
Yep. Yeah, the track configuration settings in combination with the setups on these cars and this mod being one of the best at this track. Always get some great racing, which you've been watching it tonight. Fantastic racing.
Perry Bond is pitting this time by, so be surprised if we see a few more. He's a little further back. Okay, so there goes Garland Oaks.
Garland Tim. Oh, Branstetter got a little wobbly there. He didn't make it to the pits, though. So Branstetter lost all that speed. He's going to have to go all the way back around.
So they know they can make it from here, so they're going to they're just trying to get in there. Hopefully they all kind of get in together, out together, and stay together, per se. And so that way they can come out in a group and maybe, get a little advantage or something over that other group.
Yeah, this is the money stop. This is the last pit stop these guys are going to have to make. Randy Waugh, lap down, forces these guys to go 4 wide. Holy moly. That's why he's a lap down. Plus, he's going to the pits. We got a wreck.
Slocum in.
Pits are closed. I do not believe that Jeffrey made it. The red flag came up to close the pits. I don't know if Jeffrey made it, but he's going to have to take service because we are at lap 82. You have no option.
Yeah, the downside to that is he didn't make it in there, but it's just an end along this line penalty. There's no drive-through or whatnot. So, yes, it'll not great, but if he takes pit stop, does his pit stops, comes out, he'll be at the end along this line. Kind of roughly, we're around. He might be just a little bit further back than what he was. We're going to have. What would you say? I would say probably about 10 laps, maybe 9 laps left for this race.
So I don't believe Bynum made it either. I'm looking at the red flag. As you can see there, the official at the pit entrance, when he gets the flag in his hand, I think is when the pits are closed. So right there, you see the flag appear. Wait a second. Is he always holding a red flag? Oh, he is. He is always holding a red flag. So when he starts to move that red flag, I'm thinking is when the pits are actually closed, which I don't believe. He's starting to move it right there. So I think it's closed. But like I said, these guys have no choice.
They have to pit.
They have to take it because they got to get the fuel. So now the pits are open. We are live again. As you can see, everybody's coming down pit road now. So that's the money stop. We're going to go back and see the point of caution, too.
So now,
Jeffrey coming in again? No. He's taking the long way.
Rodney Sullins, it's worked out for him because he hadn't fitted yet. So depending on if he can get in and out. Remember, he is our pole setter. So if he is not taking any tires, fuel only, and he'll get in, take as much as he thinks he needs, probably, I would say a full can. I'm guessing.
Would have to be, I believe. Yeah, I don't race here enough. I don't even know anymore.
Yeah.
We should have wrote that down because Seth knows the answer. Well, the boys in the chat probably know the answer too. Like how much does a splash, a half, a full? Every half can gets you about 6 laps, I believe. looking at the point of caution here. We're just trying to find the wreck. Yeah, okay. So we've got Ken Roberts backwards. But these guys, it was all coming. See, so that's the thing. Randy Waugh, we'll put it in slow motion here. Randy Waugh, you see the 21 at the bottom of your screen. He's going to the pits. He's calling like, hey, I'm pitting, boys. Lap cars usually go high. They all got around him 4 wide. But Ken Roberts.
The thing, too, though, is whether or not they give out lucky dogs.
Oh, the 40 bumped the 2 just a little bit, and that set the 55 around. And that's what brought the yellow out, and that's what closed the pits for the 63 and the 56. But they had no choice. They had to go in. Sorry to cut you off there, Rod.
That's fine. I was just saying that. Now I forget what I was saying. Yeah, imagine that. I was watching it. Oh, I was going to say Alton Stellins is in there. And, I like his comment, getting down to that good old Talladega, white knuckle racing.
Yeah.
They always say business is about to pick up.
Yeah, it's go time now. There's some last minute takers for more pit stops. The 40 is coming in. We've got some black flags. David Little. 56 to Jeff Elliott going down again. But they're in the back. Jeff's 4 laps down. Randy Waugh, black flag from the lead lap.
I think if you're back there, you're Jeff Elliott. You got that penalty. You have to go to the end of the longest line. Myself, I'd go in 4 tires, pop that.
Yeah.
Fill it. Don't even take half. Just fill the darn thing up. Get out there. That way when that green flag comes out, you're going to have the 4 best tires that you can have. You're going to have plenty of fuel. You can drop the hammer. You don't have to worry about it. And make that charge to the front if you can get the right people to go with you. That's the big thing here. It's not, you can't just go out and win this on your own unless the strategy happens to fall right, and you pull a Dennis McCarthy or Dennis Chambers, and you snooker him on fuel mileage, and you can go 1 more lap and they can go to the finish. But you have to have somebody working with you to be able to get down here and lead this thing and win it. So it's a tough style of racing, but you got to have the people that you trust around you.
And it's tough to do what Chambers did at a track like this.
Yeah.
It's pretty much impossible.
We've seen guys clutching while they're in a pack. Yeah. Mind you, they were only doing about 100 miles an hour. That was one of those races where it was severely just a fuel mileage saving. We were sitting there watching the broadcast, going on, and we're like, all of a sudden, I think it was you that happened to look up and went, wait a minute, they're only doing about 185 miles an hour. Mm-hmm. They must be saving fuel. And sure enough, at the end of that race, everybody, it wasn't that they all had to pit again. That didn't matter. But what it was is they were all trying to get it down to where they could only take a half a can versus a full can, which, getting in and out of the pits under a green flag condition saves a lot of time. So that's what these guys were doing. Pretty much the whole field was doing that. And so it made for a bit of an interesting style of race.
That's the thing. Yeah, when you notice the entire field doing it, you're like, oh, wow. There's something going on out here. Robert springing to the pits.
So I don't know if... Okay, you do. Okay, so you've got 2 Lucky Dog cars. You've got Randy Waugh and... Randy Waugh, you've got RJ Cabana, and...
Any wave around guys, but I don't think there was any wave around guys.
Yes, there was. That is.
Was there? Okay, that's who's going now.
Chris Elliott and Chris Van Vliet were lapped down. The one that I think thought he was a lucky dog must have been Steven Brandstetter. I think they corrected him, and now he's going back to where he was supposed to be. But yeah, Randy Waugh will get back on the lead lap. RJ Cabana, and let me take a look. I think this will put Elliott and Chris Van Vliet back on the lead lap. So that's good for them. So, Chris Elliott got kind of, stuck a lap down early, and now he's going to be able to, going to have tires, going to be up there near the front, and he should be, pretty good position to hopefully work his way back up there and get this win for Bob Dixon.
Just slowly going through the field here. try to get everybody. There's a lot of cars that we try to get. We have 96 laps. Hopefully we've done a pretty good job of getting around the field and checking on everybody. Fantastic race so far. We've only had 2 caution laps, or 2 caution flags, for a total of about 9 laps under yellow.
We're going to have probably about 9 laps to go when we get to the green this time by, when we take the green. Garland Oaks out there out the front, Tim Anderson on the outside, Dave Little, Harry Bond, and Mike Margilardi. These guys haven't really been up near the front. They had different times, but haven't been running up towards the front all night. Then you got Rodney Sullins and Ulysses Sandoval. They're back in 7th and 8th. Mark Paglia, and rounding out your top 10 is Brian Love.
Well, that was the money start, but yellow stacks them all back together. Oh, little bit. Ooh.
Didn't quite get the shot going. I see somebody get a black flag, but that's not uncommon just because of the way.
Yeah, it'll show one to Little, but just because he passed to the left before the line.
That's the hard thing. You got to have a lot of admins to do this. Ulysses Sandoval is able to get out. Sorry, not Ulysses. It's same. Garland Oaks is able to get out there out in front of Doug Hillick. He went to the high side. Now Perry Bond's going to try to see if he can get down there in the bottom. He's got Rodney Sullins and Mark Paglia right behind him. Got some good pushers behind him for sure.
Now Rodney Sullins is in there about 5th or 6th spot, but we've got some names up here that are always in contention but don't win a whole lot here at Talladega. Not sure how many wins Garland Oaks or Doug Hullick have. They're usually around, but to pull out a win would be awesome. Oh, yellow going around.
Big one. This is going to be a green flag.
We are racing back to the line. We are within 10.
Perry Bond gets kind of stuck on the bottom. Tim Anderson comes out in front of him. Doug Little comes out.
Anderson's got a big run low.
Garland Oaks goes out to get that momentum. Leaves Doug Hillick out there. Alex Moe's looking for race.
Oh, man, he's running out of room. Yeah.
Sure. He almost went for that hold.
McClure's taking it 3 wide.
Did not have room enough.
Garland's going to be able to block Tim and hold him behind. Look at the run that Chuck's getting at the last second here, too. Oh, man. I love that stuff.
And that's going to be, I'm trying to figure in my head real quick, we're going to be about 6. So it could be potentially a green, white, checkered, but it might be a green, a white, and a checkered.
Yeah, there's going to be, well, wait a second. Yeah, we have some lap cars.
Oh, no!
Oh, my gosh. What happened there?
Oh, that was crazy.
Oh, no. Perry just got demolished. Did he get hit full speed by somebody? I just missed that. I was looking at my stats screen there.
Trying to figure out.
He went flying, but he had slowed down because he was part of that lead.
Oh, it was.
Yeah, he slows down.
Glitch. Look at it. Josh Slocum comes up on him. And
what the heck? That is so weird.
Just touch. I mean, it weren't even really anything in it. It's like they stuck Slocum's car just all of a sudden.
That's the weirdest looking thing I've ever seen because Slocum makes contact with the 60, but the 60 doesn't budge.
Yeah. All of a sudden, Slocum car just starts spinning around and then it hooks Harry Bond and around he goes.
And looking at it on my screen, it looks like from helicopter view, Slocum never even touched him.
Yeah.
But Slocum's car does like a couple of spinoramas and Perry's just hanging out and then gets just shredded.
It was like an internet little there, and it just threw him.
Oh man, yeah, it looks like a discus competition at the Olympics, and away we go. Oh man.
Wow, that was crazy.
We're gonna have an internet glitch that late in the race, and Perry was right up in the front row almost.
Oh yeah. He was running great tonight.
Well, there he's ninth coming over the line, but now he's going to have to pit for repairs probably, because if we can get a closer look at the damage to the 60.
He's staying out so far.
Yeah, he's got rear end damage bad.
Well, sometimes we've seen that damage in the back of the car like that. Sometimes not really have that much effect. Depending on, and usually it's a scenario where, he's got to have somebody behind him. But the front of it's not damaged at all from, what I can see. So quite possibly, if he's got someone pushing him, he might be okay.
You're right. Aerodynamics here, obviously, the front is more important. If you've got somebody pushing, you might be all right.
Although they might be pushing on the fuel cell, but, they're pushing.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Yeah. I wonder too, I guess we're going to find out right here if Perry peels. I would, if I was Perry, I'd stay out.
Yeah, why not? It's not a money race.
There's going to be 4 laps to go, probably maybe 3 or 4 laps to go. We go green again. Why lose track position? I think it'd be okay.
Looks like Billy Elliser is going to be our lucky dog. And there's a few more of them out there that are, I'm not really sure here.
Yeah, Perry's staying out. Good call. Any takers? Looks like Huntsbury, Spring, and Brandstetter. Graham McDonald in there getting some work done.
Lights go out here with 4 laps to go, coming to it. So it's all, it might be a green, white, and checkered. I don't know, or a green, white, checkered. It's going to be close. Lights are still on. So it's going to be a green, white, checkered.
I believe administration has the ability to throw the green, but they know the math better than we do. Although we should know. Slocum has retired. VA has also retired. Josh Vitalik retired a couple laps ago as well. Yeah, unfortunate for Slocum.
I think it's going to be a green, white, checkered, and you want ready for some excitement. Hang on to your hats. We've seen some of these Talladega and Daytona races. Winners come from absolutely nowhere, somewhere in the back.
Yeah.
Something happens, and they were the first person to actually make it through all of the mess. So it's like Brandsetter's. He was pulling up here like he was going to be one of the lucky dogs, but I don't know. He has him and Elliser is probably going to be our.
Yeah, it looks like Paglia and Brandstetter will be lucky dog. Ellisor is sitting probably in the wave round position, I would think. We've got Larry R6931. That's probably Larry D in the YouTube chat. Looking good, sounding good. Al Sullen's in the chat, getting down to that old Vegas saying white knuckle racing, and of course Brad Otto's in there too. We miss you, Bob. Wolfpack is watching. Donnie Garrett's in there. Charlie, Wolf. Thank you everybody in the YouTube, of course, always for interacting live with the broadcast. It's always cool to see that. We're flirting with 400 subscribers. I think we're sitting at 396.
Oh, come on, people. You got a surprise.
It's not, a huge number, but it's a number that, the views that the broadcast gets, I know all those subscribers are real people. Because I know a lot of broadcast, not a lot of channels, but you can tell when certain channels, if they have, 20,000 subscribers, but every video they post only gets 16 hits, they're just buying them. We're not buying nothing.
We are going to go for a green, white, checkered.
Don't mind if I do.
Yeah, we'll be hosting Larry D's group a week from this coming Monday. We get to host them guys again. Yeah. Open Speedway for their IROC championship, end of the month championship.
Monday Madness. Is that on the schedule? Yes, it is. Look at that. So yeah, catch us next Tuesday here at Maverick. We're going to Las Vegas for the Robin Hunker Memorial Race. The day after that, on the 25th, would be the Wednesday next week, TMP at USA International. That'll be a cool track. Talladega Challenge, of course, on Thursdays. Then we got a few days off, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And then Monday right there. Open Speedway presents Monday Madness for March. We will broadcast the last Monday of every month, pretty much, with Open for the next couple months, anyway.
And hopefully, if you don't have something else going on, we'll get back to our RV there yet. Get to do our Dukes of Hazzard jump.
Yeah, I just rebuilt my whole brand new computer again because I didn't like the way that the hard drive was partitioned.
If you remember correctly, I said we got to go find jet fuel.
Yeah.
Me and Robert went in there and we were goofing around a little bit, and somebody put jet fuel in the refrigerator, so we had some. Nice.
Great spot for it.
Yep.
You know, a great spot for that pace car sitting at the end of pit road, so he just moved out of the way.
Marlon Oaks will lead. Tim Anderson on the outside. Dave Little, Alex Moe, Chuck McClure, Mike Paglia. No, it's Mike Paglia. Sorry. Mike Mangialardi.
Yeah.
Sorry. Doug Hewlett. Andrew Miller's back up near the front. Terry Bond. And that was Rodney Sullins. We're back.
Green flag race. You know what? Let's do the Bob Dixon Memorial Race, and why not have a green-white checkered finish? With a 6 car there, got out of shape, but everybody left him some room to get back in. He got below the apron. Oh, Woo! Miller got shoved to the outside.
Shot out there like a
He might get railroaded now unless somebody wants to go with him. They could pick him up and they could get back up there. And he's going to drop like a rock.
Whoa! Oh, no! Anderson was making the bottom move. Marlon Oaks to the bottom, shut that door. Tim still had that momentum.
We did it again.
Little contact.
Garland is racing out of the review mirror.
He's little on the high side. Rodney Sullins, third groove outside.
Oh, Garland's going to lose the bottom lane. There's Chuck and Hewlett and Moe on the bottom. Garland Oaks did an awesome job holding everybody back.
Oh, no. Here goes
racing back. Oh, maybe not yellow.
Race back.
We might not be yellow, though. Oh, it is. Yellow is up. We are racing back for the win.
Who's going to be Chuck McClure? Chuck McClure.
Chuck McClure, yep.
Doug Hillick. Alex Moe. Goes to bottom. No.
Look at these guys. I think it's going to be McClure. McClure is going to get it with Hewlett and Moe filling out your podium.
Wow. Oh, no, they got a wreck one into the corner.
Oh, man. Oh, well. Podium, the third place car is definitely going to be a little bit beat up. And he rolls over. Oh, man. Alex is third place. That car's not going to look like it's third place. That's your third place finisher right there, ladies and gentlemen. Smoking on fire.
How is that going to work if you get wrecked out? I think no matter what, you got to give it to him, just because. But if you can't get that thing back through there, does it go to, Ulysses Sandoval, which is currently in the third position after all that? Technically, he's in sixth, but he comes through third.
The thing is, you have to finish the lap.
Yep.
We count that as the finish, but it's actually not the finish until they complete the actual lap.
Yep.
This is the final lap. The yellow came out with the white.
Yeah, so looks like...
So can Alex... Actually, you know what? Yeah, can Alex get the car back to that position?
Here he comes on the high side. Oh, boy, that thing is beat up.
It is bad. He rolled over about 4 or 5 times.
He's got to go a little bit farther. He's got to move up, because he's got to get one more position out of that.
Yeah, he's got to get past Ulysses. He crossed the line in third. He's allowed to pass the 96. Yeah, get around the 96 car in third place. There he is. That'll do it. Okay, well, Ulysses.
We're gonna go get.
No, that's Alex. That's 100% Alex. Ulysses slapped the gas at the last second, but Alex will be third in that one.
What an exciting finish there!
Wow. Yeah.
Great drive by Chuck McClure there to come out with the win.
So the actual finish will be McClure, Hewlick, and Mo.
Yes.
I guess Ulysses just pulling some funny business. We'll have to put the flag in the hand of the winner. Fantastic race. Wild finish. Your third place car is completely demolished, but guess what? The engine held together long enough for Alex to get back to the front. So
I was gonna say, if he couldn't have made it back to the front, he would have gone to Listen Standball.
And that's the thing, I forget sometimes that, like the yellow comes out with the white, they still need to get that car to that line to claim that spot. Alex's car, we were focused on Alex, and it rolled a bunch of times.
And did you know that in that they have a rule? I still think it's in play. Under a caution, a race car can push another car back into the to the pits or whatever. Help them get in there. Unless it's 2 or less laps to go, with less than 2 laps to go, they can't push anybody. They got to do it under their own car.
Oh, okay.
And of course, after the race, where cars have run out of gas, push back to that finish line. And that's it. I don't know if McClure is going to have any tires left. Burning them down.
The first annual Bob Dixon 250, memory of Bob Dixon himself. Chuck McClure able to find his way to victory lane, which is actually protected by invisible walls at this track. We already checked. So it is impossible for cars to get over there and do that. But we'll save this up and talk to some people.
All right. Well, let's see if we can find Alex Moe here.
Just the drivers yet.
Alex Moe, you go run, blame in the booth. You got a coffee.
Hey guys, what's going on?
What a wild finish for you tonight. First, the first thing I'm going to say, we can talk about that, and then we'll go on to the rest of it.
Yeah, that was wild at the end. That was some white knuckle racing from all of us up front. Wasn't sure how it was going to turn out. Chuck made the right move, jumping up in front of me there on the restart. I'm pretty sure that got him the win. And then they wrecked, and then we all wrecked after we took the caution, and my car was destroyed. I mean, I thought the engine was dead, and I'm just glad there was still a little bit left, and I was able to get back up front and stay in third place.
Well, I was saying that because we were like, the rule states if you can't make it to the start-finish line, you don't keep your position. And obviously, in NASCAR, the way they do it, you have to keep a certain speed or you don't keep it. But we kept trying to keep an eye on, see whether or not you were actually going to be able to make it out of there and get to the front. But, you drove your typical fashion. You got here kind of last minute. I noticed that. You started in the back, slowly, methodically, just kept working your way up to the front there, under the green flag run there, and then kind of during that pit stop cycle, kind of you drop back a little bit, kind of worked your way back up to the front. Other than that, am I missing anything about your night other than your big wreck?
Yeah, you're right. I did barely make it home in time. I had to do some errands, and I got stuck in traffic on the way home, and I barely got home in time. And then I had to take a huge number 2 as well, so barely got into the server in time. I'm just being honest.
You finished in number 3, so check it out. We're going in order.
Hey. And so I barely got home for the race in time, and then that was a nice little parade lap we did for Bob there. First of all, I just want to say, rest in peace, Bob. What a great guy, what a great racer, what a privilege it was for all of us to know him, race against him. I mean, this race is for you, Bob. If anyone deserves a memorial race in the NR community, it's Bob Dixon. I mean, very well liked by everybody. Never seen him have an issue, raise his voice with anybody. I mean, just what a tremendous person. Rest in peace, Bob. You'll be missed by many. And back to the race here. Yeah, I kind of, once I was going to stay in the back, and then once I kind of got the track position through that first green flag stop, I just decided to, keep it up front, kind of like what I did in the Maverick race. I like a little bit of TV time too sometimes. And just tried to keep it up front. It got a little messy there at the end, with the pit cycles and the cautions coming out, and, whether to take a can or a can and a half, I think, on that second to last stop. It worked out. I did want to win this race, but I'm very happy with the podium and an interview. I haven't been interviewed in a while. God, I don't get to race as much as I used to because of my work, but it's nice just to get an interview, especially in a memorial race like this for such a great person.
Yeah, well, like I say, I haven't really seen you around too much, but usually when you are around, we kind of end up having to talk about you a lot because you're usually up there near the front, near the end of the race. But I've been joking around about you a little bit because Cody Lamas he drives the 48 and runs the Lowell's 48. I think I've called him Alex Moe 2 or 3 times because I'm so used to seeing you in the old Jimmy Johnson paint schemes and such, but just glad to see you come out and, like you said, for a good cause.
Yeah, Cody, I've known Cody for years. He's a good guy. He's always been a big Jimmy Johnson fan as I am. I think I was watching parts of the ASR broadcast from a few weeks ago, and you guys were like, oh yeah, he's always in that 48 Lowe's car. Like, yeah, that's me and Cody. So shout out to Cody. He's a cool guy. But yeah, just happy to finish in third tonight. Like I said, we all did it for Bob. It was a pretty entertaining race, especially there at the end. It got wild. I lost my track position and I went all the way to the back on, I think, maybe the third to the last pit stop, and I came through the field in about 4 laps, and I was right there back up front. So it was always fun doing that, just fun running up front. Like I said, just trying to get some TV time, and I just hope we put on a good show for everyone watching, you guys as the broadcasters, and Bob up there watching down on us.
I don't think you can put a bad show on when you're doing something for Bob Dixon, but no, you guys did a great job. Green flag pit stops, like 3 green flag pit stops in a row, really separated the field. And then finally, unfortunately, due to an incident on pit road during people's pit stops, that brought the first yellow out, and kind of like you said, got kind of stuck in the back a little bit, but didn't take you long to get up there. So, Blaine, do you have any questions for Alex?
Oh, I'm curious about such a long race. Do you do anything different when they add an extra 30 laps to something like this to get prepared to run it?
No, just mentally prepare myself, do some math, say we get 19 laps to a stop or 19 laps to a full tank of gas, and, just do some little minor calculations, especially in the second half of the race, when it comes down to crunch time and when you got to, do a little bit of mathematicals, to see if I can make it here. If I do this, I can take a can, or I can do this and get stuck taking a can and a half. It's just a lot of little stuff like that. But, I'm always down for any race length. Some guys don't like the longer races. They like to cap it maybe at 66, 76 laps. But, like the 94 laps tonight and the 125 we ran at, Daytona and Maverick a couple weeks ago, that doesn't bother me. I'm game for it.
So the extra long ones, Blaine, it's either a 1 or 2 beer race. That's all. You just add enough beer to the shelf in front of you. All right,
another pint.
All right, Alex. Well, congratulations on your first 3rd place finish tonight, and we'll give you a chance to thank anybody you want to thank. The floor is yours.
Yeah, first of all, just once again, rest in peace, Bob Dixon. Tremendous person, missed by many, loved by many, forever in the future. Thanks to you guys for putting it on. You guys do a really good job. I go back and pick through the cautions and listen to the interviews on some of the broadcasts and the other leagues that I don't race at. Just shout out to Graham and Keith Bynum. They're the admins here at PRL. They always do a great job. Thanks to PRL for hosting this memorial race. And just shout out to Chuck McClure. He earned that win at the end. He made the move that he needed to do, and it worked out. Whether the caution would have happened or not. And it's just fun, racing in a full field like this for a great man like Bob. Hey, good night, guys.
All right,
thanks,
there you
Alex.
go. Your 3rd place finisher tonight, Alex Moe. So I'm sure we'll see him again up here in the podium very soon. So congratulations on your 3rd place finish, bud.
Hopefully. Thanks, Rod. Thanks, Blaine. You guys have a good night.
Thanks, dude. I like that guy.
Yes, I do. So, all right, now we got Doug Hillick. You got Rod and Blaine Lewis. You got a copy?
Like this guy too.
Yeah.
I do have a copy. How you doing, Rod? How you doing, Blaine?
Hey
Not
now.
bad. Black Flag Toyota. You kind of ran midfield. Most of the race. Those pit tops kind of got you into a little bit different group. You know what I mean? There, you guys were a little bit further back than the leaders. Pit stops were a little bit hairy tonight. Then you got the caution flag. You managed to work your way up through there, and you come out second tonight. That's not bad at all, bud.
I'm totally shocked that I was end up second, to be honest with you. That first chunk of the race, I don't know what happened, but I got bumped by the 21, who nicely took his penalty going in the pit, so I came out late. We were with 5 or 6 cars just hanging. I mean, even on that last run, I think the leaders were 3 seconds behind us.
They were running you down, yeah.
They were running us down. So then I came out, and Alex Moe was behind me, pushing me, and he's like, just go. I'm like, anything Alex says, okay. So, the 43 and me both got the lucky dog quickly, and things started to come around and change there.
Yeah, we see how that worked out, because you guys were, in that group. They were kind of, like you said, running you down. The caution kind of came, saved you guys, got you back, got you caught up with the leaders. And then, of course, that you just had a great run coming up through the field there at the end, and got the right people behind you, and that was all right. So that's not too bad at all to get yourself up there in a second for a Bob Dixon Memorial Race.
No, it's a pleasure to be out here for representing Bob and the memories we have with him. He was a great guy. Always a pleasure to talk to and listen to, and loved his factoids. What a great thing that was. I know I did get a break there pitting with, what was it, 10 to go. Me and a couple of other guys pitted, and that's when we came out in the top 5, and I was like, this is good. But restarting 7th with 5 to go, I was like, this isn't going to happen. And I'm notoriously mentally, I just can't figure out how to make that move. And it turned out I did, and I got one, which I'm proud of. But then I hear Ulysses in my ear saying, when the caution came out, he said, go wide. And I was like, if I go wide, I might just, drop back even further. So just kept pushing Chuck, and, Chuck's very worthy of a win. He's a great driver. And just shocked and pleased of a second place finish for the 23 Black Flag car.
But you also got to think about it like that. You Toyota Camry's got to stick together and you work together. But when it comes down to it, you've got to make the smart moves that pay off for you, not necessarily the guys that are around you. So that you made the right move, right decisions, and was able to get up there into the second.
Yeah, I was hoping it was going to be Garland up front and holding them off, but Chuck's a great driver, and he just he has some muscle. So Garland went up and Chuck went by.
Blaine, do you have any questions for Doug?
Sort of the same thing I mentioned to Alex there with the extra 30 laps on the board. Is there anything different you have to do to get ready for something like this, or you're just ready to rock, like same pit strategy, just a little bit further?
Well, to be totally honest with you, that was a little bit longer, and I really thought I would end up having to go to the bathroom during it, but it didn't happen, so kept hydrated. It seemed, it was long, for sure. I don't remember running a long race like that, and that first run was probably, 50 laps without a caution?
Yeah.
So that was kind of brutal, especially when my pack wasn't doing well. But, we stayed together and did what we had to do. Just all around great event by Graham. I want to thank Rodney for painting the old Black Flag car. He was spraying everybody all over the place. All them bugs, get the hell away from me.
Everybody else on the track is a pest.
There was some pests out there.
There's always a couple, yeah.
There's always is, but competition is what it is, and just
It's
glad
great.
I got out there and actually did well and finished well.
All right, then. Well, congratulations on your second place finish. We'll give you a chance to thank anybody that you would like to. The floor is yours.
Therefore, once again, thanking Rodney Sullins, Rodney's Paints, amazing car he did for me. Thank Graham and all the boys from Primetime who put it on. Thank each and every driver who come out here and celebrated and, you know, thought about Bob. And shout out to Bob's brother. My mind's drawing a blank on his name.
Tom.
Batman,
Yep.
Tom. Yes, Tom. Thoughts and prayers are with him and all that family of the Dixon family. Appreciate you two in the booth doing what you do best. And watch out for all of our armed forces out there in the world.
Very good. Well,
Yeah,
congratulations on your second place finish. That was awesome. And I don't know, we'll see you probably Saturdays here pretty soon. I don't know. We catch you all over the place, so we'll see you in a track here soon.
Absolutely. We'll turn some laps for you and try to do our best.
Thanks, Doug.
There you go.
Congratulations on second place. Yeah.
Let's find this Jack Daniels man there. Chuck, you got Rod and Blaine in the booth. You got a copy.
How's it going, guys?
So that's one of those, where did he come from kind of deals? You were running around up front most of the night, you know, not necessarily in the front position, but right there with the leaders. Made the move at the right time at that, you know, with that kind of a green-white checkered situation, got yourself out in front and was able to keep it. You know, that was a pretty darn good race for you tonight.
Yeah, it was, considering I started from the back and didn't even get a practice. I barely got in on time. I need to say thank you and all that stuff to Doug Hewlick for staying with me and Alex Moe for cutting me a break, because I got up in front of him pretty tight there. I know he cut me a little break.
So that was pretty cool, though. A chance to say, you know, for the, I don't know when they'll probably do the next one, but, you know, kind of sort of for the next year to say that you were the Tom Dixon 250 champion. You know, that was pretty cool. You know, like I said, you ran a great race. You stayed out of trouble all night. You had in the right situation, as you said. You know, Doug Hewlick, he did mention something about that he, you know, stuck with you there, and gosh, you know, coming out with a win on the first time around like that, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, and honestly, there was some luck, because there's a lot of good drivers in here, and it was very tight. One time we was up on the high side, and I couldn't for the life of me figure out why we weren't making any headway, and eventually they pitted and we got down. But man, the way I'm used to racing, we would have disposed of that low line like in a couple laps.
So you're saying John Godfrey put a little bit of magic in that RTG version 4 then?
Yeah, I think he did. I would like to have my couple of my pit stops back. I slid through, I think, 3 out of the 5 of them that I did, and I had to back up. It kind of hurt me, that starting in the back.
Yeah, when you guys had those green flag pit stops there, you kind of got separated. At one point, we had, I think it was 4 or 5 different groups of 5 drivers, you know, just separated and, you know, trying to make moves. And, you know, like I said, the caution came out with that kind of incident on pit road that threw a car out in the middle of the track there. So that kind of brought the caution out, and that got you guys all back together. And, you know, you worked your way through all that mess and bring it to the front. So, Blaine, do you have any questions for Chuck?
Sort of the same thing I asked the other 2 guys. Longer race, you guys went about 50 or 60 laps before we even had a yellow. Like, how do you end up doing that? Like, it's kind of almost an endurance race at that point. Like, if you're going that far under green, no real time to take your hand off the wheel and grab a sip of water. Like, is there anything different that you do for something like this?
Honestly, I take it a little bit easier in the beginning. Just kind of try to be methodical and pick my way up through, because I know it's a longer race, and I thought, no big deal. I'm just sitting here in a computer chair. But like with 30 to go, I started feeling it. I'm just kind of not used to this long stuff. I'm not getting any younger.
Get up and stretch once in a while.
Yeah, well, you need a pit stop. Yeah,
right.
You got
right.
12 seconds to stretch.
My thing was they say that most of the guys, you just got to put an extra beer there beside you so that you don't have.
Yeah,
I've done that.
That's a good idea.
I've gone into the pit stall, and then you just quickly, once they hit the car, you just get up and do a quick stretch and then sit back down again, because you really only have 10 to 15 seconds to pull that off.
Yeah. All right. Well, congratulations on your win. That was pretty awesome. So we're going to give you the chance to thank anybody you would like to thank for either getting you here or whatnot. So the floor is yours.
Well, first off, I wish we didn't have to race this race. I knew Bob a little bit. He was a great guy. we kind of traded some jokes back and forth, mine being a little more dirtier than his. Nonetheless, he was a funny guy. I miss his stats at the end of the race. Rodney for the paint. Graham McDonald, I really appreciate him putting this on. Like I said, we all really, really, really miss Bob. Wish we didn't have to do this, but unfortunately, here we are.
Right there you go. Your winner tonight. First annual. I say annual. It's probably going to be an annual thing. Chuck McClure, you got your win tonight. So congratulations.
I appreciate it.
Thanks, Chuck.
There you go.
Yeah.
Dixon, done. That was a great race. I mean, you know, flag conditions right there at the beginning. Just two yellow flags, and then unfortunately, a situation of drivers coming off pit road brought out the first one, and of course the second one. It happens.
Yeah, and like you say, man, like this is basically an all-star race. It was a blast to call it. The first half, fantastic. Got a couple yellows through the end, but man, that's racing. It turns the strategy around, and look what happened. The whole field flipped around, and well, some literally. But all in all, a great turnout, great activity on the YouTube channel, like as far as viewership, and of course, again, thank you very much, everybody, for watching. We miss you, Bob. We don't do the factoids anymore. And all the drivers for coming out and making this happen. Some guys sounded like they were pulling off some tricks in traffic, getting home from work just to make it in here. Some guys weren't able to make it, unfortunately, but they were still watching live. Primetime for calling Tarnation up and wanting us to do this stuff. We're always honored to do it. And it was a lot of fun.
It was very good race. Good tribute for a good man. That's about all I got to say. That was a great race. Green flag, but we had 3 green flag pit stops. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, some great racing. We've got a clip here. Bob did win a race at a doubleheader. He won race number 1. We were calling that race a while back, Rod and I. So we're going to play a clip of that, which is also followed by Bob's interview and some more factoids. And then after that, we're going to run a slideshow on the way to the final screen of the broadcast. So if you're still watching, thanks for watching. And as always, if the women don't find you handsome, oh, you know what? My flyover misfired at the start of this race. It was supposed to be a flyover. So I'm going to try it again before I trigger the broadcast thing on the way to the final screen. So if it doesn't work, well, that's the second time it didn't work. It wasn't meant to work. But either way, like I said before, if the women don't find you handsome, they should at least find you handy, keep your stick on the ice. Leading the field to the final lap. Now, are they going to run? Are they going to try to race each other up? It looks like they do want to pop out. They're looking for it. Bob Dixon is looking down the right side of that 21. If somebody wants to go with him, he backed out of it. Mo's going for it. Ken Roberts going to give him a little push. I think Bob might sneak out there now. He did.
I'm kind of focusing on Graham McDonald back here, and the group back here is kind of switched up a little bit. Perry Bond got overtaken. That has put 2 cars in between Graham McDonald and Ulysses. So that's probably going to help Graham a little bit more.
Huge push by Alex Mo to shoot Bob Dixon to the lead. Bob Dixon will take the checkered flag
That's awesome.
Here at Primetime Superspeedway, what a move at the last second there. Going into turn 3, he decided to pop out onto that high line, and they shot Bob right by everybody.
That is cool. I mean,
That is very cool.
very cool.
Last minute
I like
move.
I like to see Randy win. You know, he's my teammate, especially for when we do that stuff. But the Bob Dixon's it's going to be a popular win.
Yeah, that's very, very cool. Last second move there. Popped out to that high line. Everybody giving Bob a push. Don't scratch the car. It's brand new.
I tell you what, me and
Bob Dixon, Rod Weston, Blaine Donnelly up in the booth, buddy, getting it done.
yeah, man, nice to see that 43 car up there, huh?
That's awesome,
Oh,
buddy.
man.
That was a good job.
Good timing on that move, man. Right into turn 3, and you got the perfect timing on that push, and it shot you like a catapult to the front of that thing
That's
coming
right.
through the triangle.
That's right. That was the plan. I was in it to win it.
Very cool.
What so like what's with the pit strategy? Like we were waiting for you to go like super early, but it didn't really happen. You went a lap or two, but
I'd have gotten freight trained.
yeah, no, it was a good call.
Yeah, because normally you pit by yourself, and then and whatnot, and it's easier to get in and out of the pit, and then you kind of had to pit with the guys around you to this time, and it actually worked in your favor.
Yep, I tell you what. Kudos to Randy Waugh and Denny Carroll, because Randy and me and Denny all went in with 2.5 laps to go. We all came out together, and that's what clinched the first, second, third.
I love moves like that, man. Last second moves on the final lap. It just seems, because it looked like to me, Bob, like you were coming down that back straightaway and you were looking down the right side of the 21 like you wanted to go, but nobody wanted to go with you, so you tucked her back in there.
Yep. I had just enough room. I was counting on Denny. I thought Denny would go with me. If he did, I knew I had it cinched, but he didn't show me the signs. So once that outside line got close, I just moved on over at the right timing, and voila, you won.
Yeah, you won. You got to give John St. John some props on that one, the voice of the crew chief.
Yeah. Appreciate you guys covering this tonight.
Yeah, well, if you want to thank somebody, go ahead.
Tarnation TV, we appreciate you.
Yeah, man, always fun covering these races for you guys, and this race was another fun one, another one for the books, and of course the replay file. I got a few of them, so we can make some highlight reels, man. But yeah, congratulations on your win, Bob.
Thank you. It's nice to see that pretty 43 up there.
Yep, it is.
Man, that's a nice looking car.
And everybody
that's why I
starts
keep driving it.
Everybody starts giving you the thank you bumps at the end, and I'm on the broadcast going, "Don't do that. The car's in mint condition.
Yeah.
And scratch the paint."
Yeah.
All right, Bob. Congratulations.
Yeah, man. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Bob.
Appreciate you guys. Merry Christmas to you.
Congrats. Merry Christmas. Thanks, buddy.